Nice one, yeah.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Welcome this to you all on this fine rainy Thursday, at least rainy where I am. Worldwide Geekness, I think I might just call this one, because I like to do it early on a Thursday, because we are able to be joined by so many distinguished friends from across the pond. But thank you all for being here. I want to have some great pals, and I have another great pal who will be hopefully showing up soon. But I want to thank everyone who has popped in early. Clobberin Times issue number 82, 782 overall. Getting just a few months shy. I've been doing this crap for 12 years, but only since April on YouTube. But I'm having so much fun. I wish I'd moved here a long time ago. I want to thank everyone. Again, the great Lord Thoth is here. My friend, I really appreciate you, as always. Avon lives. LLL, long live the legend. Steve Mitchum popped in earlier, but he can't really make it right now. He's busy. But bro, if you do make it in later, great. Always great hearing from you, my great friend. Dee Dee Myers, thank you for popping in. We appreciate you. Disaster area, yeah. I love it. Yeah, Hot Black Desiato. I love Hitchhiker's Guide, and I know that's got to be what that's from. What your name is from. Let's see here. Claude Perishables here. Stephanie JANICZEK, Smugglers Cantina. The wonderful Stephanie, by the way, she has a great YouTube channel. She's a great YouTuber herself. And there's a link in my description below. Please go and check out her channel. Steph, great to see you, my friend. Dr. Hercule Monkey, one of my favorite names of all time to see in this chat. I do appreciate you being here, Dr. Hercule Monkey. And I can never say Dr. Hercule Monkey too many times. Just too much fun. And then there's some weirdo named Jed Ezzy Toady or whatever. We're going to bounce that creep. We don't know who he is.
I don't know who that is. What's
no? But I want to say hello to my illustrious panel. We have my buddy Jed, as always. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed. Welcome to my friend Jed is here. My good friend RETRODICKIE is here. Yo, buddy, from across the pond, the pond, pond, as they say. And our good buddy Esh Singh. Am I saying Esh? Just like I'm a fat old dumbass man. So if I'm saying it wrong, correct me on how to pronounce that, buddy.
Yeah, it's just Esh.
Esh.
If you're struggling how to say it, just say Sesh, but without the S.
I gotcha. Esh, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Richard Cotton, welcome. Welcome, sir. Welcome. So, yeah, this is fun. I love the idea of doing this on Thursdays in the daytime because when I do a really late stream, for example, my wonderful friend Purple Valkyrie from across the pond, I always feel bad because Purple's so wonderful and lovely, but it's so late over there when we do the late streams. So that made me kind of think of that. Then I realized, so many of my good buddies, like you two gents, Ash and Retro, or and our buddy Ninja, who should join us later. We hope Ninja Knight will be joining us. Are from across that pond, and it's just so late, much later. I guess you guys got about maybe 6 hours on us or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, Retro and Ash are in the future.
Always.
Hail from the future.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the future, where we are all going to spend the rest of our lives.
I think Rabbi's even further in the future than we are,
Yeah.
than they are.
Definitely, yeah.
The future's terrible. Quick turn back.
Yeah.
The future is fun. The future is fair.
There's no flying DeLoreans, no hoverboards, no, Jaws 3D and like 14 or any of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I've sent the link to the Great Ninja Knight. I hope he will pop in with us 7 p.m. over there from our buddy Disaster area. So let's see. Did anything happen yesterday? Let me think. Don't tell me. You guys don't tell me. Let me see if I can.
I don't know
guess.
anything that happened whatsoever.
Last night on my stream. What's all that? That's some noise going on. Is that you, Jed?
No, that's not me.
Okay.
That's
Well, I'm
not
blaming
me.
you. I'm blaming you anyway.
You always blame me.
It's your damn fault. So last night while streaming with my good buddy Flash, the news came over the wire that piece of filth company Disney fired the lovely and wonderful Gina Carano. I know, it's not possible to be part of the Western world or any other part of the world without knowing that by now. By the way, Ninja's here. Ninja!
Hey,
Ninja!
Yeah,
What's
hi,
up,
dude.
brother?
He's so stealthy we didn't even see him there.
Yeah.
Oh, I know,
Like the
right,
Ninja.
Chris?
What's up, buddy?
Did you see what Chris said? When in doubt, blame Jed.
It's always your fault, Jed.
I know.
The great Chris Persia. Welcome, sir, the great Canadian Wrench. Thank you. Hey, Ninja, what's up, man?
Hey, Clobberin, how are you? How's it going, lads?
All right, buddy.
What's
All
up, brother?
Yeah. All right, dude.
I think we've all
Thanks
been
for
better.
having me on.
Well, I'll go around the horn and say, Retro,
Yo.
you okay, man? How's it going for you
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah, I'm fine. I'm a bit better. I had a COVID jab at the weekend, so I've
Oh,
spent.
shit.
Yeah, so I was like, for the
Oh, my
past
goodness.
couple of. Yeah, so
Oh,
I've just picked up, so I'm almost back to normal. If you call me normal, but
right.
so
I
Were you
hear
required
you.
to take it retro?
unfortunately, I've got underlying health conditions. So yeah, I took it of my own choice.
Okay.
I mean, I've got too many things going on to sort of the odd. Let's just say the odds are stacked against me.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I had it a while back, man. It's not fun stuff. But hail Rod Thunderheart, the great Rod Thunderheart. Thank you for being here. Well, I'm glad you are feeling better then, hopefully, huh? On Retro?
Yeah.
Cheers, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, get well soon, buddy.
Yeah.
He's been feeling bad the past few days. He sounded like he literal death one day when I talked to him.
Well,
I told him just go get some rest. So
well, we're going to cheer you up as much as we can today, Retro. We
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
promise much anything, buddy.
Cool.
And Jed, we have Jed here again. Hey, bud,
Yeah.
thanks for joining me, bro.
what's up, brother?
All right. Thank you for being
Yeah.
here, bub. Our good buddy Ash. Ash,
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
say hello to our wonderful audience.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure, sir. Also from across that pond there, Mr. Ninja Knight, sir. We appreciate you joining us, man. How are you today?
Good, man. Not too bad. Thanks very much for having me on. And we had a fantastic stream there yesterday, myself and Jed and Jay Money. So it was very enjoyable, and it's always enjoyable coming onto this stream. Like it's always a great panel and our top man. So thanks for having me on, Clobberin.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm absolutely honored to have you here, and I appreciate everyone for being here. I know that as I was saying last night, I was streaming with my buddy Flash, and the news came over about the lovely and wonderful Gina Carano being fired by those shitbags at Disney. By the way, fuck you, Disney. Oh, did I say that? Fuck no.
Yep.
Fuck yes. I did.
Oh no, I didn't
Duck
hear any of that.
Disney. Fuck you in the fucking face, Disney. Jesus is, and then right after that, I'm going to segue into saying hello to Jesus is my King 68 because I know who you really are, by the way. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying hi to Jesus. I'm saying hi to Jesus. Not trying to be sacrilegious, just saying there he is. So I know who you really are. Thanks for being here. But yes, and so this sucks. This absolutely sucks. But you know, if you've watched the Twitter storm that went on over it, the hashtag cancel Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Or Disney cancel. More importantly, cancel Disney Plus. Excuse me, that's the hashtag going out, right?
There's like 10 hashtags right now that I counted. So
yeah, yep.
It's a bad move by the company, and here's the thing: like, there's going to be a big backlash amongst this. I mean, if they think that this is going to be just in relation to Star Wars, it's a much bigger problem than that. It's going to affect the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone's going to get this, and I mean, if you think, and this is something that I've been talking about as well, and it's very easy to say, if you think it's just going to end with Gina, that's not going to be the way it's going to go. They already have their eyes targeted on somebody else within the MCU. And it's going to just keep going. It's going to keep creeping along. And unless people stand up now and really say, right, we're not buying the product, we're not paying for it, this is going to keep happening. So it needs to be a point in time now where people take a stand. And I'm glad to see the panel here feel the same. And especially you, Clobberin, you know, it's an important thing that you're doing right now, is streaming and talking about this. It's hugely important.
Yeah, it really is, man. And by the way, Dr. Herky Monkey, that is right. He was watching the charity stream for Drunk 3PO channel. I want to shout out before we get on to Gina, a big shout out to Drunk 3PO and all those great guys. They raised over $40,000 for that Operation Underground
wonderful.
Railroad, Operation Underground Railroad, whatever it was, to fight human trafficking. Absolutely, just shows how wonderful this fandom can be. That is just terrific. Yep. And man, that just a beautiful thing, really beautiful. And I didn't even know what was going on while I was. I wouldn't have streamed last night. I went over and watched it myself, but that was huge. So a great cause. So, but here, you know, here's, I think the thing that I'm most sick of about this argument that I kept seeing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, this is the argument I don't like. A lot of people, this is what I call a fucking straw man argument. When people are saying, Disney has the right, what about, doesn't Disney have the right to fire anyone they want? Yeah, I don't know one person who is making the claim they didn't have a right to fire anybody. We're simply pointing out the idiocy, the hypocrisy, and the bullshit behind doing it. No one, you can fire anybody you want. Everybody knows that. That's bullshit. That's a straw man argument because no one's making that fucking case. Yeah, they can fire anybody they want for anything they want. But they don't fire that jackass Pedro Pascal for calling half the country Nazis. Oh, I'm sorry, you're supposed to say Yahtzees, right?
Let's say 70,000 people Yahtzees. Let's put it right there.
So, more.
Yeah.
So, but it's, but Gina, by the way, there are a few people, but look, all opinions are fine. I'm not saying that have a problem with what she said, even though they still at least, to their credit, support her right to say it. Don't think she should have been fired. I don't agree with them either. She didn't say anything incorrect or inaccurate. Sorry, she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with her points. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry. I mean, and it was not. By the way, they keep saying she compared it to the Holocaust. That's just not what she said.
No, that she wasn't trying to do that, and people took it out of context once again and didn't look in what she really said. It's just
look. Here's the thing. I've made a video on it. I'll be uploading it. But the basic argument is this: if Ben Shapiro wasn't offended by anything she said, how can anybody else be offended? I mean, I'm sorry, but Ben Shapiro has the moral high ground there.
He does.
Look, I'm a big fan of Shapiro. He did say that he thought it was. I mean, he basically referred to it as maybe overwrought or an overwrought statement, but he didn't say it was bad. And even if and there's the thing about Shapiro, even if he totally disagreed with her, he'd say she still should not be fired. And that's all I'm looking for. Like Doomcock, I love Doomcock. I don't agree with his take on her, what she said, but he did defend her to say it, and she shouldn't be fired. And so I'm not mad at the people who are saying that. I just don't agree with the ones who are going after the comment. even Matt Walsh, like him, he said something about it being a dumb comment. I don't think it was dumb. I mean, what she said was true.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think when you place beside that tweet along with what Pedro did, it's incomparable. Like, and I mean, here's the thing: like, what he did was worse. And let's not forget, Mark Hamill has acted the pleb for the last 4 years as well too. I mean, his behaviour has been way off the reservation. They've just as well too. I suppose bounding into comics were a big one behind this. That they were saying that the Star Wars official Twitter officially looked after Christina Ariel. You replaced the word, that certain word, I'm just going to say, in what she was talking about, with any other colour or any other race or anything like that, and you then have a Twitter meltdown over that. But because she said the right things, they actually support her. I mean, that's another one. This guy here, Beauty and the Beast, I think he was involved in. This is horrific. Like, I mean,
this guy's not fired, well, folks. This guy's not fired. This is from our great friend Stephanie JANICZEK, by the way, sent this to me, and so I thought I would show it. This piece of shit right here is not. By the way, I'm not saying he necessarily should be fired. However, the thing is, if they fired a guy for doing something like this, I would understand it. I would never campaign for a guy getting that. At the same time, I say, if you're gonna fire a motherfucker, how about James Gunn with his pedo tweets? But I'm not saying he should have been fired either. I'm saying if you're gonna do something, how about talking about murdering people?
Yeah,
I mean, this is a good analogy.
This is something I've been talking to people and friends of mine like yourself, Clobby, who are American, that you guys have been browbeaten so much, and it's something similar to what the Irish went through with the British Empire, that you've been browbeaten so much that you're afraid to step up and speak and call people out on what's right. I mean, even the fact that on YouTube that this is what this guy here, Jack, is saying is fairly okay and hasn't been taken down, goes to say an awful lot then about people that have been quite peaceful with various different things that they have been taken down for, like, so to me it's not even comparable. Like, I mean, this is shocking stuff.
She made an analogy, and again, you could quibble with an analogy all day long. Hell, you can say, I don't like what she said. All that stuff's fine. That's because those of us who are consistent about free speech are going to say, look, she should be able to say what she wants, just like this. Now, personally, this jackass talked about murdering people, okay? Yes, a joke, sure, but he's still I would go, you know what? You guys probably shouldn't have a shitbag like that working for you, but if you don't fire him, that's on you too. You don't have to.
If she said something to that and switched the narrative around to the other side, I think everybody would be like, yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
If she had definitely had been calling, it's just, again, it doesn't even really need to be said, but if she'd been calling MAGA people Nazis, she'd still have a job.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look what Mark Hamill has a job, and I mean, it's
Mark Hamill's said way worse over the last at least 2 years, if not 4 years, but the last 2 years, and especially at this last into the election cycle, he went hardcore and didn't get spanked for anything, like literally.
So,
well, look, I'll give you a quick one there, Clobby. Just sorry to interject.
No.
Today, after this whole news broke out, we had a prominent member of one of the teams at Hasbro. He tweeted out. Now he has since deleted this tweet, and it says, "Hakuna Matata. We never planned for an angel dust figure." Now, as you know, Cara Dune, the actress that plays Cara Dune, Gina Carano, was Angel Dust in the Deadpool movie. This is the same company, Hasbro, by the way, that fired an employee, for painting on in Cybertronian symbols the letters MAGA. That same company fired him, and this guy is out on his public profile representing Hasbro, posting stuff like that, and that's not even the most inflammatory thing that this guy has posted. Now, again, like, what I'm saying is I'm not campaigning for the guy to be fired or anything like that, and he has deleted the tweet, but that's we've just seen an insight into Hasbro just there, by the way. Hakuna Matata, we never planned for an angel dust figure. That means that everybody together there, or at least 90, maybe 10% of them, 90 to 10% are all on that same wavelength. And when I said that, by the way, that guy being fired for the Transformers figure, that's why. So you can see it. It's everywhere.
Wow. Again, have the wrong opinions, get fired.
I also, and I said this to Retro, I said this to Esh, and I said this to Disaster, because we were all talking earlier. And this is what I think, and I was like, okay, the Last Jedi diversified Star Wars fans even more. Then Rise of Skywalker even made it worse. And then Mandalorian, they got a little bit of good graces back, but then they screwed up with the good graces. But here's the thing: we haven't heard that much about Kathleen Kennedy. Okay, we haven't. We've heard little. But what if? And this is just me, and I get these feelings sometimes. What if she's playing 4D chess and she's on her way out and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna burn the place to the ground.
That is
like
something that
literally
people have said, that they think that that's the plan. But I think when Stephanie was on here the last time, she made some great points, and I think that there is a lot of sense behind it. But again, like if this is a decision that has been made with someone that's incoming, I mean, you'd have to. I mean, look, here's the big picture. This decision has been made when Dave Filoni, well, not only Dave Filoni, but Jon Favreau are creating new series. Is obviously with Cara Dune in mind, and they've decided now all of a sudden to whip that out from underneath them. A creative shouldn't. I mean, this is what happened to Jon Favreau, by the way, as we all know here. What happened to him in Iron Man 2? This is the exact same situation. They changed who his James Rhodes was. They're changing the narrative of the story now, and that is going to make your story compromised. So I'd be surprised to see Favreau stick around now. I would be. You heard about his departure now very soon.
Yeah. So if like literally if he goes, he's screwed. It is done for. The Star Wars ain't coming back. Like the only way that I will say this, the only physical, and this is like a 1%, is if Lucas himself comes back, they give him reign of the stuff along with Favreau, and they're like, yeah, if Lucas is here, I'm going to be with him, or you know what I'm saying? But besides
I think we're beyond that now, Jed. I think we've been slapped in the face multiple times.
Yeah,
and
I know, and but I'm also seeing this. This frustrates me too. I think she also did this to put even more friction in the fandom, because I've seen people. I'm not naming names, but I've seen people turn on one another for having different opinions than the other. Like some people are like, oh, you didn't cancel Disney. You say you're canceling Disney Plus, but you're still going to talk about WandaVision? You're not a good person. I'm already seeing that. And I think this was it was like another 4D chess thing that she's like, I'm going to cause chaos before I go out. If she goes, we don't know.
That's a good point.
And like split the fandom even more.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. And I mean, it's attributing then itself to Marvel, but I think you cannot support, I suppose, in one way. Like my way of thinking would be you cannot support Star Wars as a collective now. But I would say wait until Marvel make a mistake before you make a decision on that one. You know what I'm saying?
Because I was worried, because we all know I do Saturday streams about movie, TV, and everything else now that I'm trying to do regularly, and I'm like, okay, and because like I've seen people that were on the same side yesterday get mad at each other because, oh, you're not canceling Disney Plus, you're a bad person. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? This is what she wants.
Yeah, well, if you're not canceling it, I'm not big on the whole whole boycott mentality. Anyway, if you want to cancel. If you don't, fine. Don't judge people for not doing it either. Don't be like them. If someone says I'm not canceling it, hey, don't cancel it. I don't have it. I did make a joke the other night. I said I wish I had it so I could cancel it. But you know what? I tell you this though. This almost makes me want to stop watching WandaVision. I don't pay for it anyway. The great Eric K is here. Eric K, good to see you, buddy. But
hey, Eric.
Almost makes me want to just stop watching it. I think I might wait a minute, Jed. I might stop talking about it on the show though.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've came up to now, and I've had to think about it. I'm like, okay, this kind of puts a kink. I've been enjoying it a little bit. You guys have seen me. It's got a ton of comic book stuff, but now it puts a little kink in. Yeah. Well, it takes the wind out from underneath you. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, Jensen. I think the thing is that a lot of people, and I think, Jed, while you're seeing that and you're seeing people talking about this, is because, to be frank, there are some channels out there that the whole existence are based on the fact of talking about Star Wars. And I think because it is such a limited scope that if they don't talk about it, channel's over, finito. And I mean, from a business point of view, I think that's where some of those people are coming from, being like, no, don't pressure us into, because then if the majority of individuals do that, well, then they have nothing to talk about. So I can see their point of view from a business aspect. Is it morally right? Possibly not. But then that comes down to you, and it comes down to the viewers and whether they decide to go in there and go for that. So.
Hail, Daniel Leach. Thank you for popping in, sir. I'm honored.
Hail, Dan.
Hail, Daniel. What's up, brother?
Nice to see you, sir. Now, I want to get Retro and Esh in here on this because they have not weighed in yet. Esh, tell us, well, your thoughts on this whole thing, and then we'll get Retro.
Yeah, well, it's terrible what's happening. I mean, from my opinion, she did nothing to warrant being let go from Disney. And that aside, this calling for people to cancel their Disney Plus subscriptions. I mean, I understand why people would do it. I mean, everyone's completely well within their right to do it. But me personally, I'm not going to cancel it, mostly because I was speaking to you just before we went live a bit about this. But basically, I love Disney Plus for the same reason I love Ethan Van Sciver's comics, which is I'm very young and I'm finding out I grew up with the MCU. I didn't really grow up with comics. Now I'm starting to get into comics through Ethan's comics, and then the MCU with I'm getting into the MCU and then going back and watching all the other shows. I mean, I just binged through Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah.
I started watching the 90s X-Men show. So through that, I'm having a newfound appreciation for all these characters. And that's why, to me, Disney Plus is very valuable. But if you want to cancel your Disney Plus and essentially vote by putting your money elsewhere, I mean, all the power to you.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. Individual choice.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, like Gina Carano has just been a breath of fresh air, and what Disney has done by letting it go is they've ruined Star Wars for the second time. First with the sequel, and now letting go a beloved character and actress of the franchise.
Absolutely. Retro, by the way, welcome to Steph. We're gonna get Retro to weigh in there. We're gonna get to Steph. Thank you for being here, Stephanie.
Hi,
Retro,
Steph.
what you think, buddy?
I'd say the same as Ash. I feel the same way. I mean, the fans were at a low ebb anyway after that appalling Disney trilogy. Then we had the goodwill built up at the end with the return of Luke Skywalker. You know, that sort of paved the way. You know, got the fans interested again.
Right.
And then they go and do this. I mean, are they idiots? They are complete and utter idiots for doing what they've done. They've shot themselves in the foot. This is going to cause a backlash. People are not going to be happy about this. Not going to be happy.
Absolutely.
It's bad news. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Real bad idea.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Steph, how are you?
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I hope you guys can hear me, right?
I hear you. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
we hear you,
Awesome.
Steph. Welcome.
Awesome.
What a day, huh? What a night.
Well, let's see. I woke up at 2 and I was laying there. I go, try to stay away from my phone when I'm asleep.
Sure.
So I grabbed it and it was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. So Mike knows I was awake. I came downstairs. I sat down on my computer. I canceled my subscription to Disney Plus. I talked to Tom Connors for a little bit online, talked to Cameron Pasha, and then tried to go back to sleep. You know, first off, it's really weird. Stuff like this always happens like after I go to bed. And so that always pisses me off. It's like, come on, do it at a normal time so we can all.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I mean, God, what I think is I've had time to sleep on it. I listened to Midnight's Edge today, did my own hour-and-a-half live stream about it myself. Because somebody on there actually really infuriated me. You got to what she posted on Instagram yesterday wasn't anti-Semitic.
No.
I am a history major. I've been to Sachsenhausen. I lived in Berlin for a semester. I studied in Germany. I speak the language. I've been to Dachau. I've been all over the place. And your father's a World War II veteran. You kind of want to know why he had to drop bombs on Germans, and he was of German heritage, so it was, you know, kind of want to know these things. And when people don't understand what she was saying, and they run around, you know, they act like if you use the word the Holocaust, you're somehow walking into a sacred place like the Holy of Holies, and you're not supposed to say it. It's like, you know what? That was a special one. But there have been things like the genocides like that since Erg threw a rock and hit Derg in the head and killed him, right?
True.
And it you know, the Armenian genocide in Turkey was that was the first one, and that was World War One of the 20th century that I can think of. But you know, it's unfathomable to me. People are this uneducated, and I think that's what struck me, and that's what actually got me going. Because you know, you're not supposed to invoke the Holocaust. It's like, why not?
An analogy is an analogy is an analogy.
Yeah, and she was talking about the slippery slope.
Right,
You know?
that's all. It was a good analogy, really.
Yeah, it was a very good analogy, because I'm going to tell you something. You know, I'm going to invoke the name Pablo Hidalgo. He could run around and scream that he, you know, anti-Pinochet, red diaper baby, I'm a leftist, dirtbag, whatever. But you know what? He isn't. He's a leftist, but he is a fascist. Okay?
Yes,
He is a fascist because he works for a corporation. And what are corporations when they make deals with governments? They're fascists. That's what the Italians did when Mussolini was a dictator. That's what the Germans did when Hitler took over. Okay, that's what the Chinese are doing now with their private ownership. They're billionaires. They're not communists anymore. They can scream all day that they, you know, their red army and all that. It's like, and, you know, that really just, but the whole thing just, it's like, look, here's the deal. You guys, all right, the people that did this, it was Kennedy, and she is trying to burn down the house.
Yeah.
Somebody had mentioned that, and
That was me.
Yeah, good one.
I knew that right away.
Oh yeah, because it's not, I'm sure Iger's looking at Chapek going, what do we do? You know, and Chapek's going, well, if we reinstate her, they're going to call us anti-Semitic. If we don't reinstate her, the fans are going to, you know, basically burn us in effigy. I don't know what to do. They're between a rock and a hard place. They hired a woman named, I think I remember this, Momita Sengupta, if you guys don't know who that is, to basically do Kennedy's job. And they poached her from Netflix. And she only is going to be doing the financial stuff, the logistics stuff, the production stuff. She's not creative. And I know Doomcock and somebody else were talking about it, thinking she could actually be being groomed to take over for Kennedy. So this could be Kennedy burning it down on the way out the door. You know?
Yeah, I really do think it is.
I mean, I do also believe that Gina wasn't signed to a contract anyway. What she did get dumped from was her management company. So she's, and all she did and all this started because she didn't know what pronouns were in people's bios. And then when she found out, she started mocking them like any other normal person would, because it's stupid. You know, and it's like, you know what? You can have a guy threatening to throw Trump voters into a wood chipper. You can reinstate James Gunn and he's a pedophile. You can keep Pablo Hidalgo around after all the crap he's done. Not announce that Ryan Johnson doesn't have his trilogy when we all know he doesn't.
Justin Ariel.
Yeah, you can keep that. Yeah. You know, that racist creature there. You can keep Justin Ireland around.
Ireland, yeah.
And you can keep, Claudia Gray, who hates all you guys white boys. She hates you because you're a white man. Just want you to know that. And she's also now a blue-haired land whale.
Yes.
You know, you can keep them around. They can say, you know, you can keep them under contract, and that's fine. But Gina makes a comment about not politics, but the political environment.
Yep.
And it's like all hell breaks loose. And oh, by the way, guys, today is Disney's first quarter investors meeting. So
Did you see how low the stock is right now?
No, I haven't. I haven't even looked. I haven't.
Look at that.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is it? Where?
It was at 190 the last I checked.
By the way, I want to make some greetings to some new friends some old friends who popped up. Of course, Steve Richard, thank you, thanks for being here, my friend. Latino Slant, Paulie, yo,
Latino
buddy.
Slant, hi.
Yeah, my buddy Paulie, the man. Paulie's the man. And let's see here, Brett Cohen has popped in, so I just wanted to say some hellos there. Please continue, everyone.
Yeah, Paulie's awesome.
All right, so it was at 190, and then what did it drop to?
In fact, Steven Seagal. Sorry, we forgot.
Yeah.
Lowest it's been is 188.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, back when COVID was really rocking and rolling, it was down to $79.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, if it goes any lower. Now, I'm going to say this. I've talked to, I don't know if you guys know who Lorena Creel is, but she has stock, and we've talked, and she said, don't buy it. It's inflated. That's a fake number. That's a fake number. They're doing that. They're using money they borrowed from the government to buy their own stock back, which I think should be illegal, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, it should be illegal.
So, you know, and I'm like going, you know, you guys, one of these days, the worm is going to turn on that company, and it's going to be ugly. It really, really is. And, you know, with Trump being out, I don't think the case against the antitrust cases they were building up against it's going to go anywhere. And sure as heck, they're not going to be forced to leave China now. But that was on the table. And if Trump was president, I'd be just like, you just wait. Lucasfilm is going to be cut loose from them. You just wait. And I still, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
one of my fears was that, you know, KK might be her favorite new color might be red, and she might be helping some people, you know, to kind of buy some of Disney so they can get in control of things, you know, even more. So
you know, that's an interesting theory, and I would say, yeah, the rumors. I remember Doomcock, or was it Clownfish TV, saying that she was looking into starting her own studio. She would have been gone last summer, but you know, no one wants A, COVID, B, her skill set now is either at a level that people aren't going to hire, or it's all going to streaming, and her skill set is obsolete now. I don't. Now, here's a funny story. I don't know if you guys know who Michael Franzese is. He is a former capo de regime of the Colombo family, and he spent some time in prison. He's got his own YouTube channel. Very interesting guy. Very interesting guy. Highly recommend you subscribe to it if you're interested in hearing more stories about organized crime and stuff like that. And it's a morbid fascination for me. Anyway, his book was optioned by Kennedy Marshall. And I'm like, stay away from the wife. She will turn you into a gay black transvestite.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. I'm like, when he said that on his video, I'm like, oh God, no. And hey, maybe he'd get pissed off and he'd get one of his old buddies from the old days to show up. You know, that would be like, he'd be like, thank you. But honestly, I mean, when he said that, I'm like, it better be Frank being the guy behind that, and only Frank, because Kathleen just can you imagine what she'd do to a mob story?
It just, you don't even think about it, dude.
Oh my God.
Just don't
a woke mob movement.
I think it'd be worse than AOC's lie that she lied about, you know? So
yeah. I just, I was sitting there, I was just like in shock. It's like, of all the people, and he's not mobbed up anymore. His father's actually, I think, the underboss for the Colombo family, and he ended up dying in. Did he get out of prison or did he die in prison? I can't remember. But
I think he died in prison. I'm not, if I remember right, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that this was, it's pretty interesting. But I was like, no, don't do anything. No, run. I mean,
yeah.
But if they ever got Sammy Gravano's book and pissed him off, I probably would be like,
oh my God, you don't want to piss his family off.
No.
God. Hail Richard Cotton. Hail the comic book G-Spot. I like that name. And hail R.N. Feliciano. R.N. Feliciano. Good to see you, my friend.
All right. But anyway, this Gina thing was like, you know what? I saw it coming. I couldn't say it. I thought they can't be that stupid. I saw it coming, though. It was just, it was, but, I think we're going to find out she was not signed to a contract a long time ago, and I think that when you read the statement from the anonymous source at Lucasfilm, because it didn't come from Disney, so is it official or not?
And here's the thing: Disney hasn't said anything yet.
I know, and that's the bad part. They're, like I said, they're between a rock and a hard place. I mean, they're basically, Gina right now wrongly is getting canceled like Mel Gibson got canceled. Mm-hmm. And he really did say some really shitty things.
Yeah, he at least said some crap. I mean, even still, but you can go, all right, look, but
yeah. I mean, no, she didn't. And the only good thing they have going for them, that franchise, and I don't care what the High Republic loons think. They don't. I mean, the High Republic. If you go and look at their videos, Clownfish TV's views are more than the High Republic YouTube show. I'm not kidding. World Class Bullshitters are. Jeremy on Geeks and Gamers is. Midnight's Edges. Okay. That says a lot about the lack of interest. Now, 25,000 views, that's great. It's a Star Wars thing. But the fact that they have 3-some million subscribers, that's garbage, That's like nothing. They should be 100,000 views, And they don't have that. They should, because people don't want it. This looks also to me like it's envy. It's undermining the better option because they're so angry, and instead of trying to do better, they're trying to trash everything. And it's all Kennedy. It's her. I can just see her behind it.
Yeah, I can too. Like literally.
I'm listening to Rod Thunderheart says, I'm listening to two streams at once. Interesting thing. Someone suggested KK opted to put this statement out to intentionally screw Disney on her way out the door.
Yeah, it's true. That's what I'm thinking it was.
Yeah. I mean, I thought ever since that Momita Sengupta was hired that there's something really weird going on. Like today, when we were in chat on Midnight's Edge, a ton of trolls, and Tom lost his shit.
Oh, I've never seen Tom lose his shit like that before.
Oh my God,
I've seen him get mad, but
Dude.
he got super mad.
Oh my God. It was he just lost. I mean, I can't even describe it. I gotta get a glass of soda.
I was almost
I
almost was about to IM him and tell him, calm down, you're gonna have a heart attack.
Oh, he was like, I see you in my chat. I don't know who you are. I know who everybody in my chat is.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. I mean, and he was like screaming, and Andre was like, okay, fine. He was just letting him do it. And I think, and I gotta tell you something. Sometimes it's good for people who are being dicks to hear that.
Yeah.
Now, they
It
didn't-
is.
They didn't go, but I reported like 15 of them. And, you know, that's what you have to do. But I'm going to tell you something. I've noticed more trolls on mine. I've seen it in Midnight's Edge. I've seen it in Clownfish. I've seen it on EVS's stuff.
Mhm.
I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it on Ichibaka's blog. Anonymous guys coming in and starting shit with people. And they know something's coming. And I think it's probably like I was having a debate with somebody on Itchy's blog, and if it wasn't Pablo, I'll eat my shorts. I'm not kidding you. It sounded just like him, condescending, smug, arrogant, and ignorant as hell. And that's him to a T. Because I used to have conversations with him on Twitter before he got bitch slapped the first time. And it was like talking to, look, it was like talking to somebody who's in a position he shouldn't be in and who thinks he's more important than he is. You know? And it's like, and I went off on the guy. Because I was like, I know it's you. And he goes, well, aren't you unhinged thinking it's Pablo? And I'm like, no, because I know what he sounds like. And if it's not him, then it's not, but you sound like him and you act like him and you talk like him and you're using words he uses, you know? But yeah, I think that they know something's coming. I really, really do. And
Yeah.
I think the last Republic, the High Republic, the Stone Republic.
Last Republic.
Yeah.
It will be the last republic by the way they're doing things.
I think it's the last. I think it's the nail in her coffin, to be honest.
Eric, that's a good point. FNT is going to be crazy tomorrow night.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely flying tomorrow night. I can't wait for it.
Oh, God, I can't wait to see that.
You think they're going to try and pull something and get drunk and Gina on?
That would be something
to do.
They probably won't. I wouldn't be surprised if Gary would try that. I don't know if Gina would do it, but drunk.
What she got to lose right now? She's had to be dropped by her agency as well too. Like, I mean, her agency has dropped her. So what will she have to lose by going out? Now, I do know the only thing is that you might say to be NDAs and stuff like that, and maybe there's been a considerable payoff and a handshake, possibly because it's due to what's going on. But there's some people out there suggesting that they just decided not to renew her contract. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not. So it'd be interesting to get information from her herself. But I personally, like today, I was saying, look, you know, back her at Zack Snyder, tell him you want her as Catwoman. That's the way I'm going about it. I'm just like, okay, you don't want her Star Wars, bring her to a fandom that we will appreciate her, you know. So that's where I'm going with.
Yeah.
She might go somewhere else. I mean, I just hope she's not blacklisted out of Hollywood. But although there are worse places to be blacklisted from, aren't there?
Well, it's interesting, you know, when you go back and you look at the history of Hollywood and you look at the likes of what Ronald Reagan said and what went on there, and particularly with John Wayne, for example, that was keeping these type of people out there, these cultural vandals, these leftists, you know, and it's gone full circle now to the other way, running the show, and it's absolutely crazy. It's I mean, you're seeing it in every sort of form now at the moment. You're seeing it even in courts now, what's going on, as you know, in America, and it's not good, you know, and I think that's a big problem, and that's also another thing that's to be talked about. Like I'd seen Ted Cruz today was talking about it and stuff that he's drafting, and like Crowder was like, tell me names. We will primary them out, we will vote them out, you know, you need to tell me. And even at that, Cruz was like, well, you know, so it's a big problem. It's a bigger issue that people need to look at, you know, and it's everywhere in the world. It's not just in America, it's in every other country.
Yeah, it's everywhere. So
yeah. You know, when I think about when I worked on the Hill for Mr. Army, there were, I mean, the Pelosi, you know, oh God, but there were old school Democrats who you could talk to, who were like normal people, and you knew that with there's legislation coming down, you could actually work with them. And then there were people like her who were just there for the power and the ambition and all the rest of that shit. They were, I mean, and she, you know, when I look at this, it all comes back to who they're doing this for. And he's a little Chinese dude who lives in Beijing. you know, and when you look at Disney, they do this shit for them. Okay. And I don't know why. Like, did you guys see Anna, that Star Wars Girls thing where she actually found out what that comic that they made for High Republic for China was?
Yeah, I was there for that stream. So.
Right. When I heard that, I was like, it's a place in the galaxy that literally is China, the Middle Kingdom, very xenophobic, very isolated. Well, now they're not. Now they think they want to take over the world. But, you know, it's like that. And there's a Jedi there that doesn't have the Force. I was like, okay, I'm done. This is stupid.
You can't have a Jedi without the Force. What are you bloody thinking?
I'm like,
that's weird.
Well, and you know who wrote that, right? Claudia Gray.
Claudia, oh, she's such a. I'm embarrassed. She's from my part of the world.
Yeah.
So when we're seeing all this stuff, you know, and I can't remember who said it, but he said a lot of those people who tweet on Twitter constantly are bots. They get
that is true.
They get shit trending. They get stuff trending, and I kind of think maybe it's probably a bot farm somewhere overseas that gets the stuff going.
Well, Stephanie, I broke it down the other day. I posted up a picture. I think it was underneath something, and it was can't quite remember what it was, but they were talking about Ray Fisher or something like that, and I was put underneath. I was like Kryborg, you know, and within I'd say 10 minutes there was about 200 odd people that were tweeting at me, and they were all saying the same thing. But one person mistakenly liked another person's tweet, and it was like they essentially said they had been DMing each other to all post the same thing. And I was just like, all right, that's interesting now, because that just doesn't happen. These individuals all have like profiles with 13 followers. They've been online since 2020, maybe some of them there a couple of years. But it seems like the profiles are for being on Twitter and for being linked with each other, they're very, very low in terms of interaction with the platform. So that would say to me that these are people that only crop up at certain times, which is factoring into what you're saying, Stephanie.
Yeah.
And it's not surprising you see these things.
Yeah. I mean, on Instagram today, I posted something underneath. It was, I think, Star Wars Direct, and I was mocking something, and it looked like this millennial, maybe a Zoomer, came in and said, and I just like, you know, you don't talk to me that way. I'm old enough to be your mother. Shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
Chillax, bro. I'm like, first off, I ain't your bro. Second of all, I'm old enough to be your mother. Third of all, you're a rude little shit.
Yeah.
Shut up and sit down. You know, I mean, I don't, oh God, I can't do the whole, the generation that came after us, and then the generation that came after them, there are a lot of them that just need a harsh lesson in life. You know,
you ain't lying there.
Holy shit. You know, but there was an article in the Hill newspaper that Twitter is seriously thinking of going pay per tweet, going to subscription. And if that happens, a lot of this stuff isn't going to happen anymore. Because a lot of the people that do sit on Twitter all day, like, you know, you could, I mean, you know, won't be able to afford it.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? I'm fine with that. You know, I'm fine with that. Twitter needs to go away.
Yeah.
Because it ultimately, I mean, it is the root of the problem.
Did you see how much money they lost in 2020? They just came out with a thing today that shows how much they lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it was bad.
Yeah. It's ugly. It really is.
But that's good, and this is why these platforms and this is what I've been saying and what I'm saying in my own video that I'm going to say, like, don't give these people money. And I mean, I get where Ash is coming from. 100%, I agree with Ash, and I understand where Ash is coming from. But like at the same token, like you can't keep getting slapped in the face by these people and just keep on giving them money. It doesn't make sense, you know. So to me, that's the way it is. But I do understand Ash, and I do understand what he's talking about with Comicsgate, because I'm a big supporter of Comicsgate and Nathan Van Sciver, of course. And I mean, the thing is that Comicsgate has been open to everybody. I mean, you have had right, left, everywhere, people in the middle. and it's all been a good bit of banter. And once you can take a joke and have a laugh, everyone's welcome. It's when people then decide then to get personal and get out there then, and open up problems for themselves. But then that's when Comicsgate is not for them then, and it's going to be an interesting thing moving forward. I foresee a Comicsgate-esque type studio emerging in the next couple of years and hiring people.
Yeah,
like
well,
you've had every color. Yeah, you've had every color underneath the sun, every race, every creed, every nationality, every gender, like whatever in Comicsgate, and nobody fights.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, and that's a good thing about it. I mean, I'm not a comics person. I'm here for Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all the rest of that stuff, but I support Ethan because I think he's shown the establishment that their days are numbered. I mean, and like with looking for new studios, I have a friend in Lafayette, Louisiana, Lee Scott. He's got American Biograph Studios that he just started.
Loki, Red Coat, Loki.
And and he's making. Do you remember the stories out there about the Barron Trump stories?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He's animating those. He's making those into movies, and it's going to be great. I mean, but that's where he's starting. He's doing that. He's done studies where, basically, he's looked at what people want to see. People want really good animated film, and they want Christmas movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We used to get such awesome Christmas movies. Now it's just
Yeah, well, so he's doing that, but there's a lot. There's an opportunity there now for independent filmmakers to jump in, because the COVID thing, I think, has really hurt Hollywood badly. I don't think the people like James Gunn, Pedro Pascal, and all the rest of these dweebs understand that they're going to end up having to beg for jobs from people who don't like them because of the way they were treated, and then, like I said, the worm turns, and it's going to turn, and box office has dropped year after year after year. You've got even people in Phantom Menace saying that the sequel trilogy made money. It's like, then they quote gross box office. It's like, that's not what it made.
Exactly.
That's not what it made. Net box office is like 2/3 off.
Yeah.
That's like about $1.5 billion. And it just, to me, I'm like, because you got to add everything they made, then take off all the costs involved. Then you got to take off the extra money Solo lost. And Solo lost $250 million, I think. Maybe more.
Yeah,
I mean,
lost big money.
Yeah. So, it just, Hollywood's in a lot of trouble. No one cares about it. We're sick and tired of being lectured. I mean, I even went off on Mark Hamill in a message on Instagram because I'm sick and tired of his freaking politics.
Oh, he's such a jackass.
And I've had a huge problem with him lately too. So
what did you tell him, sir?
I told him, we're all getting sick and tired of you running your mouth about politics. You have absolutely no idea how the rest of us live, what we do every day. You sit there and you just spew this stuff and you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, there are people out there reading this that can run circles around you in a debate. Shut up. You're chasing away people who've been fans of yours for decades over this crap.
But what's interesting is you've seen the Thunberg thing that Crowder has gone with, and the investigation that's happening there in India, and basically she unveiled how things work. So all it needs is for people to look into that and make their own determination as to why Hamill is behaving the way he does. It's no surprise you're seeing him behave that way, Ruffalo, various others that are all drinking the Kool-Aid and that they're all in there. It's because there's a bigger motive behind it, And I mean, look at the fact that they broke The Rock. I mean, they broke Dwayne Johnson.
I never thought I would see the day when they actually broke The Rock.
Never.
Never.
But they broke him.
You know,
Yeah.
he's not the rock. He's the pebble now.
They broke Picard.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally, I can't even watch Next Gen no more because I know what
Patrick Stewart was always
Picard
an
did.
idiot. Patrick Stewart was always an idiot, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Pat. Well, it's to me when I look at when you look at where the money's coming from, and you look at these guys have to pretend like they want to be relevant, and it's like the fans don't care about it anymore because of this shit. You guys are ruining. You're taking money out of your own wallet now, money that you would have earned if you did. And I'm not saying don't talk about politics. I mean, Harrison Ford every once in a while will say something I disagree with, but he doesn't go on Twitter and make an ass of himself because A, cool people don't go on Twitter. B, he understands because of the other businesses he's in that if he opens up his mouth about something, somebody he has to work with in the aviation thing will get mad at him because there's a lot of historical aircraft people who restore it that aren't lefties. They are, veterans.
Yep.
They're, and you got to remember where, who you deal with every day. And, Hamill's wife, I know that she's part of that. I know that she's driving this too. She was the one that would write emails to his son and his son's ex-girlfriend saying, abort your baby. It was her.
Nice.
They did that. Now the girl didn't. We'll pay for it. The girl didn't. And they were trying to accuse her of wanting money. She said, I've never asked for money from them in my life. I mean, she's a stripper in San Diego and made a lot. Okay, when I found out how much money those girls made, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Holy
They make
crap.
tons of money.
Good money. It's good
Yeah.
money.
It's good
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
If you can get in, I've been to those places and I've helped do security in some of those places. If you can get in and you can get going, you can make millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that's so sad is that Mark Hamill has a granddaughter he's never met. I mean, that to me sickens me. And to comparison, you see paparazzi photographs of Harrison Ford with his grandson on his shoulders, walking around Brentwood, and it's like, there's a reason why you look up to him is because you can't imagine being that normal. Mark, you can't imagine being that.
Yeah.
But it's systematic in Hollywood.
But you look at the fact that Hamill and Ford themselves, and I know it's a little bit of difference between Ford and Hamill, but those two support the Lincoln Project, and everything that's come out recently about that.
Yeah.
Certainly make you think,
Well, it's funny. After being in DC, I'll give you a story. I had to go to the speaker's Christmas party, and I just started my new job, and so I went back up to Capitol Hill, ran into my friends from Army's office, and we were all sitting down at a round table in the speaker's office, and that office is really cool, by the way. Let me tell you. And Army walked over, and then J.D. Hayworth. I don't know if you guys, big congressman back then.
Yeah, he was our weatherman here in Phoenix.
I love JD is one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life.
He is. I've met him a few times. He's hilarious.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there talking, all of a sudden someone taps me on the shoulder, sits down in the chair next to me, and it's Dennis Hastert, it's the speaker. Let me explain. That guy, he was a wrestling coach. He molested the guys that he was coaching.
Yikes.
All right. You never know what all is going on out there. Okay.
No.
So, they go after Trump, so they support the Lincoln Project. They don't even know why they don't like Trump, which is the thing that it's like you could at least listen to what he has to say before you decide.
TDS.
Yeah.
Thing. Loki. Good one, Loki. Breaking news. Gina Carano rehired. Gina Carano rehired after identifying as a white, toxic, problematic, abusive male director in Hollywood. Disney now sending their apologies. Gina happy she is out of the closet. That's about it. pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
It is.
you know,
If
that's funny.
Ellen Page can do it, then so can Jaina. You know.
Yeah. She should,
Yeah,
maybe
she
oh,
can-
there you go. She needs to become Jean Carano.
Yeah, Gene or
And boom,
Johnny Carano. You know,
Johnny Carano. She'd be in like, oh, we hire her back. Hell, they'd probably let her play the Mandalorian.
yeah.
She
probably
would
could,
be
too.
better than Pedro. So you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is you guys. This is gonna get really ugly. I told Tom.
It's gonna get bad.
I told Tom that the Civil War at Lucasfilm's now gone hot. It is no longer civil. It is no longer cold.
It's gone nuclear now. So
Yeah, and you know, regardless if they were going to sign or do another contract, the fact that this is a public thing, you know, and Disney's now looking at the only property for Star Wars they had that actually was working and going, what do we do? Because if it was Kennedy, she'd put them between a rock and a hard place. And I wouldn't call it 4D chess. I mean, I'm not that good at stuff like this, but I would have done what she did if I'd have been her.
well, I
It
was
was
just making an example of that when I said
Yeah.
4D chess, but
yeah,
you know.
yeah, because she, I mean, you know, and Iger, God bless him, but he's one of the stupidest people on the planet.
True.
I mean, and
That's true.
And that man wants to run for president too. So
yeah, well, that is
That ain't
that. No,
if he can't run Disney, how's he gonna run the United States?
oh,
You
You have
absolutely
a
haven't
guy,
been
you have a
watching
guy
our-
running it at the minute that doesn't know who he is or where
Yeah,
he is.
doesn't know what year
Yeah.
he's in, so yeah, why not?
yeah, I mean, he's just, you know, it's like one of those things where you had 2 years to figure this out. You had 2 years to figure it out after Solo came out. You couldn't find anybody to replace her. I find that hard to believe. By the way, I'm never gonna.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so you re-sign her to another 3-year contract. She makes things worse. You finally get you finally give Jon Favreau a chance to do what a good fan would do, which is make good Star Wars, and then you let her sabotage him. And you can, I mean, if I'm gonna say this. If Chapek and Iger are so stupid they don't realize that she sabotaged Mandalorian, that she was the one that did this, then they need to go. They need all of them. They all need to go because
But
you know.
they think that this is going to just blow over, and they think that people are just going to keep taking the slaps and move on. And I mean, it's like I said to Jed earlier on the stream, like and to the panel, like there are still people out there that their channels revolve around talking about Star Wars, and there's still people there that are finding it very lucrative to do that. And as long as you have that, and you have people actually promoting them, they're always going to win. And I mean, it's until people stand up. And I mean, you will have people saying, well, I don't think cancelling it is the best way. And that's fair enough. And you're right. You have a right to your opinion. But the thing is that if when they see the dollar sign start to go down, they will understand why and when. I mean, look, I talked earlier on the stream about a Hasbro member of staff tweeting out, Hakuna Matata. We never had any plans for basically a Gina Carano action figure. That's an incredibly stupid thing because, I mean, she was an incredibly well-selling figure in the Star Wars universe. Yeah. Why wouldn't that transfer into sales in this other universe? I'm refraining from saying where it is, but
it was sold out everywhere. It's really hard to get too.
Yeah,
yeah, and it still is. Like, I mean, it never came out here in Ireland, for example. So, like, I
haven't been able to find it, and I live in the States where it came out.
I was in Target before Christmas, and there she was.
Oh,
and I'm like, you know what?
That was lucky.
I'm like, I'm sitting there looking at it going, I should probably grab this now. And then I thought, I got priorities. And the next day I went back and it was gone. All of it. All of it gone. And I'm like,
yeah, that figures.
It just, but I'm gonna get one. I want to get one, and I want to get one where Disney can go, oh, there goes another one being sold.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is why they're refraining Hot Toys as well. For example, they haven't released the Cara Dune in Hot Toys. They've released the images that they're going to be releasing Boba Fett in his appearance from the Mandalorian. Then you see, for example, like season 2 of the Mandalorian has come out, and there's been no talk of a repack, but they're saying that they're going to release Sasha Banks. Why? I mean, they still haven't released Bill Boris Mayfield, who's been a very important character. So, like, there's moves been made at that company also that's certainly suggesting there's things that are going on, So, and that's a Hasbro I'm talking about also. But it's like I said, it's now is a time, and I mean, I don't know if now is a time better than any. I mean, there's a lot of people that will talk about Disney and the Disney Star Wars, but for me, it's the time now to stop supporting them and really stand up to them, because if this is just allowed to continue and they're allowed to cancel these actors and cancel people that we like, when does it stop? And I mean, look at what's going on at the moment in the court system in America. That's not, responsive of what people wanted, and it's still occurring because people are allowing it to, and they're not out there going, well, okay, we're going to vote these people out, which is the thing that needs to be done, So I think there's a lot going on in the world, and I think it's going to take a lot more to step up. But a small portion of going right is if we
Okay,
decide
guys,
to stop
I gotta
recording.
go because Mazarius is telling me Doomcock tweeted something out, so I gotta go see what it was.
I gotta go see too.
All right,
Okay, well, Steph, thank
let's-
you for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you,
Hey, no
Steph.
problem.
Yeah,
You're welcome. Love you guys. Cheers.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Love you
Yeah.
too. Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
Yep, see you
Hail,
later.
Steph.
See you later.
Just to answer something that was in the chat, Richard Cotton, by the way, hail Richard Cotton, thank you for being here. When do you think the hate mob will go after the Orville? Well, it'll have to be, it's not woke, so they don't like it, but if it goes woke, they'll all be happy about it. So, good question. They really kind of did when it first came out. All the shittics hated it just because I think probably just because it wasn't woke, to be honest with you. And,
Well, Seth plays the game. Seth is a big man for the other side, so he routinely tweets stuff out.
Yeah, I can't look at his tweets. He's so politically such a dumbass, but I love the Orville. And I'm just, because I keep hearing all these shows that start out not woke, that are promising, and then turn woke, I will be devastated if that happens to the Orville, but I will not. One thing I won't be is surprised. Because I really do love it.
Well, here, I have a thing. What, okay. Now that Gina's gone,
Eastland
what
Burkholder, hey.
What if Seth MacFarlane goes, hey, you want to come on the Orville?
I'd love it. That'd be great. I would.
Could you
Bring her-
imagine
make her
Gina
regular.
on the Orville?
I could. Make her a regular on the Orville. I'd love that.
Oh,
God, put her on the crew, man.
yeah, I know.
Come on. Make her the first officer.
Or make her to the security officer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, they
no.
got one, but yeah, they could. She could be a
You
Soleil.
can't have. They already have the other guy.
I like one of the girl. It's the Soleil. There were two different Soleil girls. Now again, I like that girl they got now. She's fine, but she could play a Soleil. No, she's badass enough, and you can believe her with superpowers.
Okay, I'm gonna read out what Doomcock just said.
All right.
It said, "Breaking news: I have just received more information on what's going on with Gina Carano, and it is." He enhanced it in all caps. Dynamite. I hope to have a video update about what's going on. More caps soon. In more caps. So that's what Doomcock said.
Oh, we'll keep on top of it then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cara Dune Black Series action figures about $20 at Walmart for 3 seconds. Now it's $50 on Amazon. It'll go up probably.
Oh, it's going to rise in price on eBay, dude.
Oh, it's gonna skyrocket now. Like,
If you were interested in getting a Cara Dune figure, get it now, folks.
yeah, because it's gonna be like $200 within days. I'm guaranteeing you, it's gonna go to maybe 500. I don't know, but it's gonna go up there. Do you guys remember how expensive the Star Wars figures were back in the day? Yeah.
Welcome,
You couldn't get a hold of them?
Matthew Anderson, welcome. Hail. Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
Look, I was never a Seth MacFarlane fan until the Orville. Now I'm a fan of his. And you know what? Let me tell you something about him. His opinions are absolutely ludicrous when it comes to politics, mind-numbing, in fact. And yet, he never cancels people. And I know for a fact he's friends with some pretty big names on the other side of the political spectrum. I mean, he did a whole show. He's friends with Rush Limbaugh. He did a whole show about him, put him on his show. McFarlane is not the kind of guy that cancels people because he disagrees with them. And by the way, hail Rush. I hope you can hang on, buddy.
Yeah.
Because I love Rush.
Praise for Rush. Praise for Rush.
But I'm just bummed out about what's coming with him. That makes me so sad. I love that.
Yeah.
But he's friends with him. He's friends with the guy. They don't agree. So that's the kind of, I don't care. I don't care what his views are. I actually respect. I mean, I look at his tweets because he just put some dumb crap up there. But he makes a show that's just very faithful to Star Trek so far. And he doesn't trash people that disagree with him, and in fact can be friends with people that disagree with him. That's where we need to be. That's where, remember when we were there, remember when we could disagree and have a lot of differences with people, but coexist, and we could say, we got to get back there.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah,
got to get back there. But I hear you, that Matthew, and I thank you for being here.
Oh, can we just say God bless William Shatner for taking on all the idiots recently? You there, Mike?
Did we lose him?
I think we lost him. Well, if he does go, sometimes his internet, or he has to mute Mike and stuff. So, guys, I want to bring up a question while he's doing that. Did anybody see the tweet about William Shatner actually calling somebody out about how he didn't know the Star Wars canon and he actually schooled them? The main guy from Star Trek that was one of the main heads of Star Trek actually schooled somebody on Star Wars. So, what do you think about that? Ninja?
I think we lost Ninja as well.
Okay.
Or is it? I think he's just muted.
Okay.
Well, it's pretty interesting because, like you said, he's the face of what is good about Trek. I mean, I suppose you could say Patrick Stewart before he did the stuff on Picard, but the fact that he schooled people on Star Wars stuff, it just shows he's also a fan as well. He's not just an actor who's just part of the universe.
Yeah. Retro, what did you think about it? Did you see it? I remember I told you about it. Well, I know you don't have Twitter, but I remember I told you about it. So what did you think?
I mean,
you're back.
I rate William Shatner anyway. He's the dude. He's the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's great. So hats off to him for putting the dude right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
In relation to Shatner, go ahead.
Did you hear the question I asked?
Yeah. Well, in relation to Shatner, like he has said not too long ago that he went to CBS with a DVD that he wanted to basically deal with him, and it was all of the different captains. I think it was called Captain's Log, and CBS basically told him to go away, and he was like, "This is their own stuff." Like, and like I'm the original captain, so why wouldn't I? But it's pretty apparent there that he's out on his own, and he's been fantastic for a man of his age. He's just saying it how it is, and he's also like, but this is what these weirdos will do. They'll take something out of context, and because Hamill is such a mad box of frogs, they'll take him very seriously. And then Shatner's like, "Have you been to a convention with Hamill? Like, I've been there with him. I know what he's like." And it's like, "Oh, this is brilliant." You know what I mean? Because he's really gone to town on the type of individual that Hamill is, and it's great. You know what I mean? I think that's brilliant when you have someone like Shatner standing up, and it's not going to be long before they try to do something to him, or even if they don't, it's going to be to Kirk, because they're talking about Kirk, and they're saying, "Oh, why shouldn't he be buying?" He's like, in the 60s, that wouldn't have happened. He's like, there's people that are out there, he says, that weren't able to come out. He said, because that was just the way it was in that time.
Did you hear the rumors that they're trying to make Kirk gay in the next movie?
Yeah, I heard that, but I think it's like anything, they are cultural vandals. They are going to try and do these things to annoy fans, and I think, like I said, it's up to us as fans to either engage with it or not to engage with it, to pay for it or not to pay for it. So I think when you don't pay for it, I mean, look, for example, what's happening with Batwoman. Season 3,
Yeah.
are you joking me? Like, the ratings are down. They're terrible.
Oh, and I know. I don't like why season 3? Why did you give it season 3 to a franchise that we know nobody wanted it? The only people that are watching it are just watching it to make fun of it now. It's ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing also, like if you look at the tea leaves and what was happening before, I'll just say before November, okay?
Mhm.
So you'll all know what I'm talking about. Before November, these programs were all circling the drain. They were all talking about, will they get in next season? It looks unlikely. And now all of a sudden January happens and we have a change, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then we all of a sudden these have a season 3. Because they're peddling the narrative. They're peddling all of this nonsense. Look at what Batwoman said in episode 1 of season 2. And then the second episode, ridiculous, ludicrous statements that are being peddled out there. Look at Legends of Tomorrow, it's doing the same. Look at The Flash, it's doing the same. These things are all doing the same thing.
Did you see? Okay, I was asking everybody here. Did anybody see the trailer to Iris West season 7?
Yeah, hey man, my goddamn power just blinked on me for a fucking second, pissed me off, man. Perfect time for it.
We held the fort down for you.
I know you did. Thank you all for doing that. Thank you all for keeping Jed behaving himself there. Because I know he was starting to start.
Did you hear me the minute you went? I like snapped him right away. I was like, okay, new topic.
Yeah. As soon as
Jed was
run.
Jed was like that dude in the Tom Hanks movie. I am the captain now.
I was like, I'm learning, so I'm learning.
fucking mutiny all of a sudden. But
Clobberin, I'd watch out. I think Jed's after your job.
Hey, if it happens again, Esh and Retro and Ninja, please kill Jed immediately. Just in case.
Well, we've had conversations. He's already trying to corrupt me.
I'm already trying to corrupt him. I'm like, hey, have you ever seen Robin Williams at the Met in this and this? And I was like, have you seen Eddie Murphy Raw? And I was like bringing up just like all this old stuff. I was like, yeah.
Jed's walking the plank the next time you go, Clobby. That's it.
Absolutely. And it won't be on the holodeck.
I'll just hit my communicator and teleport out real fast.
Nice. This is mutiny, mister. It is. I will be talking about. I just quoted a Star Trek episode that we'll be reviewing. The wonderful Raquel Briggs and I will be reviewing Saturday night, everyone.
Yeah.
A Mutiny, This Side of Paradise. What a great episode.
I love that episode.
I just wish I could stay up that late.
Oh, dude, yeah, we'd love to have
Retro wants to stay up late because he knows we do stuff later on at night. He's like, I want to be there, dude.
Well, that's why I'm doing this today, the International Geek Stream, which I think I will call. I'll start.
I just about managed to last on the last Star Trek one.
I'm glad you popped in there. This Side of Paradise, the episode where Kirk scores a better piece where Spock scores a better piece than Kirk for like the first of a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Charles Bronson's wife, so he got he had a death wish.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we're all very pissed off and put out by the thing with Gina, and it's really terrible. But we can talk about some fun stuff too now if y'all want to. We could shift it a little bit if no one has any more to go on with the old Gina thing. Yeah. Everybody want to just move on to something less disgusting
and less depressing? Yeah.
We're ahead.
Let's face it. When you do that, you have to go old school. You can't think of too much new shit that isn't.
Yeah.
Trash.
No.
Yeah.
You got to go to Howard the Duck, man. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
You got to go to Howard.
Ninja, you'll love this. You'll appreciate this. Tomorrow.
What's retro got there?
There you go.
What you got?
Some old stuff. Doctor Who Illustrated. There you go.
Let me see here. Oh, okay. Let's see.
There you go. Some old Doctor Who stuff.
All right. See what you got.
There you go. How about
You got some cool stuff there. You're on the spotlight, brother.
that?
Oh, okay. Is that one of those? Oh man, cool.
It's the magazines.
That's not the mag. That's like one of the trades.
The A to Z.
Oh, is that one of the newer trades?
No, that's one of those.
No. This is one of the old original.
Trade.
The old original. There you go.
Is that by Titan?
Ooh,
Or one of those things? Oh no, Marvel UK.
Marvel, yeah.
Still, either way, that's great, man.
Yeah, those are
Target, maybe.
yeah.
Cool. Loads of stuff like that. Loads of stuff like that.
You got any annuals?
Oh,
I bet you got some more British annuals.
let's have a look. Hang on.
Yeah.
I love show and tell. You guys want to see what I just got in the mail?
Yeah, I see that.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
sure.
Well, after he shows us, I'll show you.
Okay, Twinkie.
You got some. All right.
Hey.
You got some annual.
Retro show. Excellent.
Yeah.
That,
Nice.
now, that.
John Peel. That's from the 80s, man.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah.
90s.
Now
90s,
this,
rather.
if you want to read your Time Lord lore, read that. That
John
tells
Peel
you.
was. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's got that great old logo. It's got the McCoy logo, which is the horrible new logo.
Oh, awful. Awful. You know. No. It's all good stuff. Yeah. Rain and Morbius, there you go. Look at that. Great stuff.
Real Doctor Who. I
Yeah.
love that
Yeah.
interesting.
Which they're gonna try to correct, you know.
Yeah.
Cool
Proper
stuff,
Doctor.
man. Love it. What else you got there? Oh, I have that too, man. Oh God, I got that 1983. That's a beautiful book for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Still have mine. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
I wanted to get that, but it was too much where I was at.
Yeah.
So
Another one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look, I love that logo. That the 80s logo.
The proper logo.
Daniel, you see what Daniel said? I'm
Every
gonna break into your house and steal him.
Daniel, you weren't supposed to warn him, man.
Hey, don't give him a warning, Daniel.
Retro, my friend Claude Paris addresses you. He says, "Hey, Retro, I became friends with Richard Piers Rayner, and he sent me a copy of the Seventh Doctor story, Evening's Empire autograph. I also got Sophie Outer. Yeah, I met them.
That's
Richard
awesome,
Piers Rayner's an
Claude.
excellent Doctor Who artist.
And there you go. And the anticipation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 1986, 96.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like that American pilot. I liked Paul McGann later, but I hated that pilot.
Yeah.
I hate the Fox pilot.
Yeah.
Did I get some shit over him knocking that thing when it came out?
Yeah. I was so made up when it came back, and then it was like, oh, okay.
I liked it kind of. I got some shit for liking it. So,
I got you would have got it from me because that fucking thing had all kind of was
well,
really
it was only
bad.
who we got back then, so I was like grateful we got anything at all. So
Starburst, your version of Starlog magazine, basically.
yeah.
Didn't Starlog even produce that thing? I think Starlog made it. All right, man. I like it. I love Starburst. Oh, yeah. Good old mags. Remember when mags were? You go to the bookstore. Everyone remember you just go to the bookstore and get your new Starlog, or in you guys' case, Starburst or whatever. Oh man. Oh no, he's got something else.
I would get Starlog, Wizard, and a bunch of other stuff every week.
Is that Marvel versus Capcom going on in the back there?
Yeah.
Wow, he had that.
Right, there we go.
What's you got, brother?
Another load of old stuff.
Retro,
cool,
you're using up things for your show and tell stream we were gonna do.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you go Doctor Who Weekly.
we got plenty. I got plenty of it left. Plenty of it left, mate. There you go.
Doctor Who Weekly. I had a bunch of those. Still have them somewhere.
There is gonna be a show and tell stream with me and Retro. We are gonna do that.
I've got some of it. Don't worry, we won't run out.
Yeah.
Nice. Love it, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, we got plenty of it. Plenty to go through.
Cool.
Lots and lots of it. Come on and stuff. There you go.
Oh man, I think I had that one.
I have that. I have that. The classic comics one.
Do you know what? I was so lucky. You won't believe this.
Oh God, yeah.
My sister-in-law, which works in a charity shop, these got dumped in a charity shop.
Oh shit.
And they would actually bin these. They would not put these out. They would bin them. And she knew I liked Doctor Who, so that's how I got these. I actually got these. She actually passed them to me, got them. That's how I got hold of them.
I got a full box of those for $5 at a secondhand store. A full box. Nice
stuff, man. Here's my newest acquisition now. I don't know. I know my buddy Ninja Knight's a big Marvel Legends guy, and I've had to, as I think I told you before, because it's just so expensive and there's so many I want, I've had to make it a emergency priority only when it comes to buying the figures these days. So it's got to be a must-have for me.
Wait, did you get the Doom figure?
Yep, came in last night.
Oh, it came in?
Man, really?
It's huge. The packaging. That, by the way, it's way bigger. That's the packaging from the '90s Toy Biz line, but it's bigger. It's way bigger, and it's beautiful. This doesn't even do it justice. Here's another shot of it, and it's the classic face. The one that came out from Walgreens or whatever. Not Walgreens. It was a Walmart one, but about a year or two ago. It's pretty good now. It's close to this.
I have the original and I have the Walmart one. I don't have this one yet. So
yeah, I just went ahead and ordered it because I know it's not going to show up in the damn store. Now it will since I got it. There's a Kang the Conqueror that I wanted to get too, but I think I'm just going to.
I would have took Doom over Kang now.
No, yeah, me too. There's no contest, man.
Yeah, no contest on that one.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, again, it's the other one. By the way, the other one that came out was pretty close. It was really good. Don't get me wrong, but this one came with a whole bunch of pieces and everything. It was pretty elaborate. And again, I just love that packaging, even though it's a bit big. It came in a huge box. I mean, and it is bigger than the Toy Biz figures that I have. All the Fantastic Four Toy Biz figures from the '90s, including
so do I.
I have two Fantastic.
I love it. Came with the Darkhold again. So.
This Fantastic car is just amazing. And so that's again breaking my own rules.
I think me and you are two of the only people that I know of that actually was able to get the Fantastic car.
Well, I had one I've had since the '80s, and a couple of years ago, Claude is there in the chat. They gave me one for my birthday. They found one, and I'm leaving that one in the box. But you know something, I never leave stuff in the box, but only because I have another one. But so I'll ask you guys that. I'll ask you, Ninja. Are you a leave it in the box kind of guy, or do you take it out?
I'm gonna say that for certain items, definitely leaving it in the box. But it was something that I always thought about when I was growing up, and it was people buying two of something, and I never really got it. And then as I was getting older, I was like, oh, now I see it. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll purchase one and then purchase a second for out of the box display, and then one that's into the box display, so you can have the out of box in front of the one that is boxed. So yes, I am quite odd about that.
I do that exact same thing, Ninja.
I'm a out of the box zealot. I mean, I keep the card art and stuff, but I want these suckers out, because how else are they going to run around and play around and hang out with each other when you're asleep? Like in Toy Story.
I buy two copies. I take one out to play with, and then I have the second copy is the one to put up on. It's in the box and stuff. So
you're right. I do the same.
Yeah.
The Dr. Doom looks so sick. That it looks so good.
Yeah, I have a couple other shots. Now let's see. What the? Oh, I got to get rid of it. I got to take that off first. Whoops.
Yeah, you got to take that off because it's still there.
There you go. That's the one I took my own pictures. So. What the hell's wrong with you? Come on. Oh, yeah. I love this thing. And I love the box art because that's right out of the old Toy Biz one. But it's big, though.
Yeah, it is. That is awesome.
And you can tell because Ash and I were talking earlier. He's watching one of my favorite things. Well, he's almost my favorite part.
I thought he said he's done with it.
No, he's watching this Fantastic Four cartoon from the mid 90s is
Yeah.
a strange tale for me. As I was telling you, Ash, earlier, the second season of that is my happy place. It's my most beloved thing in almost in all of creation because of how much I love the FF. I hated the first season. This arc's based on that terrible first season, but he's he's watching those. And the second season, again, granted, it's more of a treat if you love the old comics, but the second season, I don't know if any of you are familiar with this, but after watching the first season when it first came on, I didn't want to watch the second season. And just all of us, but a buddy talked me into it when it first came on back when it finally aired, and it's so radically different. It is so
it is. Second season is better than their first season.
But no, it's not even a matter of that. It's not the same thing. It's not the same show. They changed the art to look just like classic Kirby in a lot of cases. They adapted some classic stories. Oh my God, I love it so much. And it's only 12, really 13, but one's kind of a clip episode. But it's 13 episodes of sheer Fantastic Four joy for me. And I can't wait, Ash, till you get a chance to see that second season.
I'm like 3 episodes into the first season. So it's like I said before the stream, I finished binging through Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I absolutely loved that show. This is why I like Disney Plus, because I just want to go back and watch all the old shows. And now, because I'm having a new appreciation for the characters, I just want to watch through the MCU and all the current established Fantastic Four films, the X-Men films, and like I can look at it from a different perspective now. So it's great to watch all the old stuff. And personally, I do like the animation styles. So yeah, it's really good.
If you
watch more.
Hail to the wonderful, beautiful Purple Valkyrie. Thank you for being here. It's lovely to see you. She's also a big Doom fan. She's got a great Doom statue.
Purple.
Ash, I'm happy to hear you say that because I love Earth's Mightiest Heroes. In my opinion, it is. Unfortunately, it was too short, but it is the equivalent of the Bruce Timm, Paul Dini Justice League cartoon. It's just the Avengers version of that. It's so damn good. And it's interesting. You asked a question when you just started watching it. When I had raved about it before when we talked about how it was so close to the comic. But again, no adaptation ever, be it a cartoon, even a movie, what have you, is ever going to be 100%. But that show is closer than anything ever because it adapts some of the great classic Avenger stories. Naturally, you don't have the time like you do when the 12 or 15 issue, saga or something like that. So some of it is compressed, but the characterization of all the characters and the voice work is so amazing. And the characterization of Hulk in particular is really great on that show. And the characterization of Captain America. God, Brian Bloom is that voice. That is the voice of Captain America. That guy's fantastic. It's just such a great cartoon, such great stories. I've heard some people not like the animation. I love it. I love everything about that cartoon.
Oh, yeah, the animation is great.
Except the last episode. I do hate that one, but I would take it in a heartbeat. We lost that wonderful cartoon so they can replace it with that piece of shit Avengers Assemble. Fuck you, Jeff Loeb. Fuck you, Jeff Loeb.
That depressed me when they canceled it for that piece of crap. So...
Yeah, Earth's Mightiest Heroes was pretty good. I'm gonna be on the fence that I actually thought Avengers Assemble wasn't that bad.
That's okay. I hate it enough for both of us. One thing I forgot to tell you, Ninja, about tomorrow. About Saturday that you're gonna find. You might find vaguely amusing.
Right.
Although Paulie, who I do wrench for, I'm gonna wrench for him, but he's doing his usual bad movie stream thing where he's going to do. I think he and Tom are going to talk about Howard the Duck and Garbage Pail Kids. They have to sit through that test. But I'm going to be a guest on my good friend Eris of Chaos's channel because she's a lovely lady who happens to stream at the same time, and she's a good buddy. But she likes to sort of in a similar way, like EFAP certain videos that opinion videos people put out. Like for example, talking about someone defending the horrible 09 Star Trek, for example. Star Trek in name only. And she's done that one. She's done a couple. Well, this week she asked me to be on. Now, I can't figure out why. Maybe you could tell me. Because she found a video of someone defending Man of Steel. And wants me to go on there and help her rip the video to pieces for 3 and 4 hours. And again, I don't know why she asked me. Maybe you can help me figure it out.
Well,
fine.
she's wrong. That's just it.
She's wrong to ask me on. You're right. I don't agree with
No,
her.
no,
either.
no,
Why
no,
would she
no,
ask me
no.
on?
No, what I'm saying is
I know.
it's Man of Steel. We've had that chat before, and Man of Steel is
Right,
the greatest Superman depiction that we've ever been given.
Except
that.
for all the other ones.
I know that.
Well, here's the only
Except for
thing.
the Christopher Reeve version.
No, here's the only thing I would quibble with you on. It's not a Superman movie.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well,
But,
you know what? That's an interesting talk that we had last night. Myself, Jed, and Jay Money. And Jay Money was talking about the Siegel and Schuster deal. And from what I understand from that one is that basically the ability to do the Donner Superman again, and particularly as you've seen in later comics, him losing the escort and him losing the red shorts over the suit has got something to do with the two families and the rights that they have. Now, I think that was a hugely interesting point, because why do I think that's interesting? Well, when you look at the rest of the characters in DC, for example, Barry Allen doesn't look like he does in the comics. Neither does Aquaman. Isn't that interesting? Wonder Woman, the same, doesn't look exactly like she did in the comics. So maybe there is a bit of a slant to that one there, that there is some sort of rights that are dished out for a certain look. And that's on a certain way the character behaves. And that's why we have a difference in Man of Steel, and why we won't be going back to the Donner-esque Superman.
Oh,
And
no,
the reason why Lois and Clark,
only
show.
the rights thing was only going on at that short time during when Man of Steel and stuff came out. Right now, it's fine. They can do anything they want.
Are you sure about that, though? Because that's something I'm skeptical about now.
Yeah, they settled. They just do whatever they want now. Remember, in the comics, crappy though they are, they went back to the real.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
but I think
they use all the same stuff. They use the name Superboy now. For a while there, for example, I don't know if you remember that terrible. I'm a Legion of Heroes freak. And they did that terrible cartoon back in the 2000s, and they couldn't call him Superboy on there. They had to call him the young Superboy, Superman, pretty much.
Right.
And so and by the way, my other thing that I love most in Batman Brave and the Bold, they couldn't for the first couple of years even have Superman on there because of that thing we're talking about. There's the rights problem. And then last season they got all sorted out, and they did my favorite episode of that whole run called Battle of the Superheroes about Batman and Superman teaming up. So yes, for a while, yes, that was the case, and it affected Man of Steel and things like that going forward, because as you know, it takes a couple of years to make a film when they get everything together. And it did affect certain things of Man of Steel and in the Screw 52, but that was solved.
Well, Mike, here's about this. Oh, sorry.
Oh, look at that.
I didn't mean to.
Go ahead, Ninja. Go ahead, Ninja.
Well, I think again, it makes sense in what you're talking about, because it was an issue that they had as well too surrounding in Smallville. Like Smallville had that issue where they had a Kal-El, and Clark Kent didn't wear the Superman suit, and then he was referred to as the Blur, and then he didn't fly for a large part of it. So that would probably link into what you're talking about also. But I think when they're so far ahead with something, I think that's grounded out. But my stance on the whole situation, I think there's a lot of depth and there's a lot of meaning behind the Snyder stuff personally. Similarly to I know Tom, for example, from Midnight's Edge, he's a big fan of the 90s Turtles. I much prefer the 2014 movie. I think that is a lot better than the 90s movies. I just don't think it's comparable personally. But I think people are going to have different tastes on that one 100%. It's like people, for example, that are Transformers fans like myself. They love the Bumblebee movie because it looked a little bit more G1. The movie was trash. But the Michael Bay movies, I enjoyed the Michael Bay movies because they were very masculine. And that's a big part of why I enjoyed them. He made them for men. You know what I mean? He made them for people that are buying into the brand for a long time.
Here on the Turtles thing, not having a dog in the hunt or anything, and that fight anything, I do understand, because I know a lot of people, those Turtles movies, which a lot of people think I don't know who's breathing.
I love that 90s Turtles movie.
But those were a lot like the sort of sanitized cartoon that was popular at the time, which my kids were young when that was happening. But some friends of mine who were a little older than that prefer the Eastman and Laird actual comic, which is, which then in that cartoon is nothing like. And that's why a lot of people are happy now that they have a comic coming out right now that's a sequel to that. The Eastman and Laird are doing. Yeah, you have all those old Target novels, man. I had all those, man. That's Loch Ness Monster, also known as Terror of the Cyclones.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, bud.
Yeah, loads of that. Loads of it.
I love those old Target novelizations, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I'll be doing. That's what I'll be doing Saturday. And again, I thought you'd be able to help me solve the mystery of why she chose me, Ninja. But I guess we still don't have a clue, man.
So so Mike, you're not doing the Howard the Duck and the Garbage Pail Kids thing?
No, because it would mean sitting through Garbage Pail Kids, and let Polly and Tom do that.
Can you please?
Or is
Polly still in chat? I want to be in that panel. Seriously.
He and Tom are doing it, but and I wouldn't mind sitting through Howard the Duck again because at least it's funny. I've never seen Garbage Pail Kids, and I was talking to Polly about that last night. He's saying he didn't see it either. I said because you weren't 5 years old when it came out. That's why. It
came out in like the early 90s.
Whatever it came out. That's what I'm saying. Unless you were like a little kid, then you probably didn't go ask mommy to take you to see that thing, right?
I got somebody rented it. One of my friends rented it on VHS when it first came out, and then we watched it all weekend.
You're on your own, Buckaroo. You're on your own. But I mean, I would be opposed to doing it if I hadn't already told Eris I would do this. But the thing is, I would know where to find fucking Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh yeah, you can find it on certain places.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, isn't it nice when we talk about happy stuff? Well, sort of.
Yeah. If you want to know, Howard the Duck is actually on the Peacock right now, but I don't know if it's the censored version or it's the real version. Because there's two versions out there. There's a censored version that they took out stuff that they just show on TV, and then there's the real movie version. So
gotcha.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So, there you say, Paul. Yo, Paulie, man, I can't wait till you get to watch. You have to watch Garbage Pail Kids, dude. I can't.
Paulie.
I'm gonna have to watch the stream back because I want to see what you guys. And then you're gonna curse Tom's name. I can feel it now. But Howard the Duck is at least funny.
Yeah, Paulie, I want to be on that so bad because I love both those movies. Garbage Pail Kids is worse than that, but it's hilarious at the time back when I was just a teenager. But I want to be on that so bad because I love Howard. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I love the comic, but
yeah. Well, I like the comic and I love the movie.
Retro, bring it back there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh damn you! I had to get bootlegs because it's not listed. Over here. I did buy a bunch of those, and then had to buy a Region 2 player.
Yeah,
and it crapped out on me.
Oh, that sucks.
But they did some nice remasters of them, and they won't put it out over here. And look, I love you, my Brit friends, but nobody knows Blake Seven better than me, an American, ugly American.
No, right?
All hail Clobberin. All hail Clobberin.
There you go. Nice, man.
Yeah, all hail Clobberin.
No, all hail Retro, man, because you got some cool stuff there, brother. Love it, man. Nice. So, Ash, what because I know, for example, Bud Ninja here is a big he's not only a Turtles fan, but he's a Transformers fan and a Marvel Legends fan. Do you collect any toys or anything?
No. The only things, not movie stuff, but I do collect collector's editions of video games. So I've got a bunch of stuff for Assassin's Creed. I've got all but one for Elder Scrolls Online. I've got the God of War one. What else have I got? Just looking up Days Gone, Cyberpunk 2077, Doom Eternal, Fallout 76.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So and on pre-order, I've got the collector's edition for Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
A gamer,
which doesn't come with the game, but it comes with the helmet. That's the main thing that I wanted to get. So now I've got Doom Guy's helmet, T-51B Power Armor helmet, and I've got Shepard's helmet on the way.
There was a big blowback over that, wasn't there, Ash, with the game not coming with that?
Yeah. So the annoying thing is when they announced Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's the remastered trilogy of the original 3 Mass Effect games. So, but for some reason, they're doing it separately. They're releasing it separately from the collector's thing. So they're calling it the collector's cache. And that's just the helmet with some extra physical memorabilia and stuff like that. It comes with a steelbook for the game, but it doesn't come with the game itself. The game you have to order separately, which is the most annoying thing ever. And I think more companies are going that sort of way. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so they can make more money, basically.
Yeah. I mean, the latest expansion of Elder Scrolls Online, which is Blackwood,
Nice.
the collector's edition is digital only, and they're releasing a statue separately. I mean, I've got that on pre-order, of course, but so yeah. I mean, I need to calm down the collector's editions, to be honest, because I've just got no space.
We know how that
I've
feels.
got no space, but if I see one I like, I'm gonna get it. I mean, I like Pokemon games as well. So I've got, apart from Leaf Green, I've got every main Pokemon game since Fire Red. Sorry, no, Ruby and Sapphire. So yeah, that's all like the main DS games and the Switch games. I mean, I pre-ordered the Switch of Sword and Shield that came with a steelbook. I've got the Super Mario Bowser's Fury on the way. That's come with another steelbook with that pre-order. So yeah, I'm more into my video game memorabilia, really. Yeah.
Well, that's excellent though. You're still a collector of something, and so you know what it's to see that stuff and can't resist it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And like when they make changes to remasters, I mean, I never played the original Mass Effect games.
No, I'm not happy about that.
So when that's good. That's great. When I
sorry about that.
When I heard about the changes to the Mass Effect, I mean, they're all trying to play it more safe, but I want them to stay as original as possible, so I can see what it is. Because I'd play the originals, but I don't like the old graphic style. I mean, Retro, you'll be interested about this. I mean, yesterday actually, I got my first Game Boy. It's a Game Boy Advanced SP, but
nice
Mario, but the Super Mario Limited Edition one, and it's the very first model as well, which is the AGS 001. That's before they had the backlight in the models.
Yeah, before the backlights. Yeah.
Do you know how hard that is to get that one?
That's my first Game Boy.
Yeah, that one's super rare to get.
I was perusing Facebook Marketplace, and I saw the listing, and I was like, I've never seen that before. I need to get it. Unfortunately, it's not with the manuals or anything. It's just the Game Boy on its own, but it's near mint condition. It's barely played at all, and I was like, this is a steal. So I just had to get it.
That thing is at least what Retro, isn't it? Like 250, 300, somewhere in that range for that.
Yeah.
I know, because I used to sell those back when they first came out, and then after you couldn't get them no more, the price just shot up like insane amount.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I want to get Oh, sorry, carry on, Retro.
I was going to say, I've got a couple of GBAs. The non-backlit ones as well. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. Got a couple of SPs, and I've got the original DMG as well, the grey ones. Got one of those as well. Number of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And I want to collect like the original consoles, not like every single different variation or special edition, but just like one of the original Game Boy, the color, the advanced, and the different model variants, because like I like doing that sort of thing. I mean, I'm a huge PlayStation fan, so I've got my dad's old PS1, I've got a PS2, 3, 4 Pro, and I've got a 5. And I've got the 5. So and I've got a gaming PC. I mean, gaming is really my thing. And I'm sort of like getting more into the world of Marvel, DC, but like deep into the nitty gritty stuff. So the comics, the wider fandom, and that's why I sort of like love coming on these streams and just hearing to everyone speak about the stuff they love from back in the day, because I wasn't around then. I mean, I'm only 21, so it's all before my time. And going back and watching
this is a Sega Saturn running in the background here, and this is my Japanese import of because all the Marvel fans out there will know this one well.
Oh yeah.
That one is super hard to get over here in the States.
Yeah, so that's
you gotta pay a pretty penny for that.
Yeah, it's a Japanese import. That one took me a while to find that, but so yeah, I've got the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast. I'm a bit of a Sega fan, but cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, go ahead.
Yeah, like I was saying, I'd love to get like loads of consoles and all that sort of thing, but I just don't have the room. Like the more collector's edition I'm getting, the boxes are huge. I mean, I usually post on Instagram a lot of the different collector editions I get, and the box for Cyberpunk collector's edition is bigger than a PS5, and you've seen how big the PS5s are. Sometimes I'm not
true.
sure.
I have a plastic chair that's older than him.
Ninja, we lost Ninja.
Yeah.
He said he's coming.
He'll be back.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Sorry, bud.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm lugging these through the city centre to my car, and I'm walking through the city centre with this huge box. And the Cyberpunk one, that was an interesting one because they didn't have a bag big enough for it. So I was just like, you know what? Get a bin liner and put it in that, and then I'll try and carry it around in a bin liner. Yeah. Oh, it's great. And the thing is, I like playing the games through to fully. Like I like getting the platinum trophy for a lot of games. But I've got the platinum for Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, but with Valhalla, the latest Assassin's Creed game, I'm just burnt out on it. I can't. There's just too much bloat in it.
I went through Origins. I beat Origins, and I'm going through Odyssey right now.
Yeah. Cool. The DLC for Odyssey was pretty good, actually. Yeah. I quite liked all the mystical stuff.
I haven't gone that far into the DLC yet. I'm just trying to beat the game.
Okay.
I'm like 90 something hours in or something, so I'm just screwing around in it.
Yeah. I mean, with Odyssey, they had a lot of bloatware complaints. But they were like, oh yeah, we'll address it. But they just didn't, and it's like it feels like they added more bloat into it, because the game world is huge, and it's as a large portion that's in Norway, and then you're in England, so you've got like half a map, and then you've got the whole map of England, and it just takes so long, and it's sort of the same story structure. It's not that creative, and this is just me personally, but yeah, I mean, I really want to just finish the story, let alone platinum in the game, because that's going to take God knows how long. I'm already close to 100 hours in, and maybe it's just me taking a longer time with it, but I just can't finish the game. I just want to finish the story, and I'm struggling to even do that. I mean, I'm trying to pace myself with the story and do some side stuff in between, but it's too much.
I love games like that where there's so much you don't know what to do. I love that.
Yeah.
Where you can just waste hundreds of hours in the game and not finish it. I love that. Instead of paying $60 for a game you're done within a day, screw that shit. Give me something that I can get my money's worth out of.
Okay, that I completely understand. But there's one thing spending 100 hours in a game, but there's another thing spending 100 hours in a game and half of it's copy and paste.
Yeah,
Like,
I understand.
the structure of it's copy and paste. So like there's a lot of little encounters where they just feel like the same. It's just different characters. The story is slightly tweaked and the dialogue is slightly different. So I'm just like this again. Like really,
I think that's why you're seeing them wanting to buy the Nemesis system, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the
But I
Nemesis
think that's why you're seeing the
system
company
in-
looking for that Nemesis system, because it's going to be something they'd be interested in, you know?
Yeah, and did you hear they're going to go free to play, maybe, with all the Assassin's Creed games now?
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah.
I absolutely hope not. That's
Yeah,
going to ruin the franchise.
They're going to give you the game for free, but then you got to pay for shit. Like, I was like, oh, dude, really?
They attempted an online thing with Unity, and they did like
and
a
it went
co-op thing.
bad.
It was so bad.
That Unity is the worst game out of all the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
And Rod, I started on Odyssey, so
Yeah, I mean, I started with Revelations, Assassin's Creed on the PS3.
I was talking about the video game system. He had a question right there.
So. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I played all the way through the series. So.
Oh yeah, same. So, when my parents first got me a PS3, I got Skyrim and Assassin's Creed Revelations. I didn't know what the hell either of those games were. I mean, if you know anything about Skyrim, then you'll know when I tell you that my first character, I was level 13 in Blackreach. If you know what that means, you'll be like, what the hell is going on? So...
Well, I actually went in there and I just did random stuff, go kill stuff, and you can over level yourself. And then what I do is I do this. I over level myself on purpose. I do it on purpose. So then when I have to go do the big things, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get my ass handed to me. You know?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I know that now. So when I play through the game, I'm just like, I know to like level up and stuff. I mean, but back then I was like, I don't even know what this game is. I mean, it's cool, it's got magic and stuff, but I'm just playing through the main story. I didn't even know what side quests were for that game. I was like, I didn't even know there was guilds or storylines and stuff. So I was just going through that game and I was like, why is this game so hard? So, and then I couldn't get through it. So then I swapped over to Assassin's Creed, started playing through that. I'm like, I love this game. I love the setting. I love the history. And then just as time passed on, I started playing the other Assassin's Creed games, went back to 2, Brotherhood, then eventually back to 1 as well. And yeah, it was all, it was all great. So I just loved it all. I mean, the same sort of things happening with comics for me as well. So, like, I've watched the MCU, watched all the superhero stuff and I want to go back to the older shows, the old movies, and read some of the old comics. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
Here's a game that you would like. It would be Marvel Alliance. So
okay.
I remember that vaguely.
Alliance 1 and 2, and they sell them. They remastered them, and you can play. You got to unlock all the heroes, but there's like 120 characters you can unlock, like the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Spidey, Hulk, Cap, everything. So.
Okay.
No. Well.
Hey, Mike, I like that picture right there.
Yes, that was something I was going to get to. You know, again, still sort of a sad note. Before we move on, because it's the last chance to do this, because this past Saturday was, of course, the sad anniversary of the day the comics died. Ever remember that song by Don McLean called, basically American Pie, the line at the day the music died? Well, Saturday was the day the comics died. It was February 4th, 1994, that the legendary, the greatest creative force in the history of comics, Jack Kirby, the king of comics, had passed away. And so just paying a little tribute to him now, because again, as I've said many times, like a broken record, the 2 greatest geek experiences of my life were meeting the king of comics, Jack Kirby. So every show this week, I just want to give him a little bit of shout out. And this is the man who did it all. He gave us everything. If you ever enjoyed a Marvel movie, many other, or a lot of different DC comics too, but a lot of Marvel, just a Marvel comic, movie, video game, whatever you're enjoying.
Yeah.
Batman there,
Yeah.
that did this.
Yeah.
You know, he gave us this. He gave us this. Those Avengers movies that made billions of dollars. He gave us that. You know, that WandaVision show you're watching won't happen without Jack. Captain America doesn't happen without Jack. You're about to get a terrible New Gods movie from DC. Thanks a lot. And then hopefully they won't even mention Jack just to keep his name out of it. But Eternals is going to be crap.
You know they're not going to.
Eternals is going to be crap, but you know.
Dude, Tom King is working with that New Gods. That's how bad it is.
Oh, and who is that directing? Got a really idiot director too.
David Duvernay, another lunatic.
Oh,
yeah. The Fantastic Four and the Internals movie are just going to be a god awful.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys see something? I believe the other day there was this weird thing that came out that said Eternals was going to be at the 12th, which is February the 12th, which was what is tomorrow or whatever.
I saw that. Google didn't change the date. It's still coming out in November.
Well,
they're not even promoting it.
Yeah, that's how bad the movie is. They're not promoting it. They know the moment people see what the movie is, they're gonna trash it, and nobody's.
We
gonna
haven't
watch
seen
it.
a trailer yet, isn't that? I mean, we see trailers years in advance. Sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. There's been no trailer, no nothing.
Same with Mortal Kombat. We haven't seen a trailer for that yet. That's odd.
How long ago was that made? Probably a long time, huh?
Mortal Kombat's coming out next month.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a trailer.
That is weird. Nathan Godwin, welcome.
Welcome, Nathan.
Yeah, so you'd think a Marvel movie of any type, and again, no one asked for the Eternals, as I was kind of explaining the other night. Look, it was not my favorite work of Jack.
Yeah,
basically,
it's not my favorite either.
In the mid-'70s, he went back, after he left DC, what they did to him over the Fourth World and everything, he went back to Marvel. He did a lot of work there, created a lot of things, did a lot of covers and stuff, and I love a lot of that stuff. Eternals was sort of like him trying, in a sense, not entirely, but in a sense, trying to sort of recapture kind of what he was doing with the Fourth World, and it didn't stick. It only lasted maybe 18 issues or whatever it was. In the 80s, there was a mini series that Sal Buscema drew, and then somewhere in the early 2000s, there was a Neil Gaiman one. Other than that, nobody, and I mean nobody, knows who the Eternals is outside of a few geeks. And I mean, it's just, even Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty obscure for a movie when it got made. It was at least a current going comic book at the time, at minimum. And again, it was based mostly on that current Abnett and Lanning version. It wasn't based on the originals or anything, but it was still pretty obscure. That was pretty obscure for a film, and then it worked out but we were seeing ads for that thing, a year or so in advance or close to it.
That's the reason why I'm saying I think Disney knows they got a pile of crap on their hands.
And I love old Robert Meyer Burnett. He seems to think this thing's going to be fantastic because he's happy about this director. Well, I don't know if they're not. Disney doesn't seem to agree because if they were proud of this thing, we'd be seeing trailers right now.
Yeah, like how far in advance do we have trailers for WandaVision?
The direct, I can't remember the name of some lady who's barely obscure, has not done that much. But I'd have to look it up and see, to be honest.
You know what's been said about the MCU recently by some prominent directors is that they've all come out. I mean, look what happened to Edgar Wright, for example. He has his own flavor and style, and he said, like, basically they wanted a cookie cutter movie. Look what happened with Captain Marvel. They had a female, I think, directing it, and then they were like, yeah, we're going to get a man in to do the direct action stuff because it's all cookie cutter stuff. It's great for these people to get a name. Like, Nia DaCosta is a complete another moron who's directing Captain Marvel too. But these ships really direct themselves. I mean, they're not making any sort of real change. Look at Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler can say what he wants about the Black Panther movie, but you know, by and large, he didn't do that. That was Marvel. It's a cookie cutter movie. It was a safe movie. There wasn't anything in it that was too out there. But I'd say he injected a little bit of identity politics into it, and that was about it.
I hated that movie, actually. But yeah, and again, but you're right. Now, by the same, in fairness, if you sign up to do something that you know is going to be a cookie cutter movie, then don't whine when they tell you to do things a certain way. Just don't sign up because you should know.
Yeah.
I like Edgar Wright. You kind of should know, look, you're going to, when you sign up to do, and I've always been kind of this way about when you're, let's say, comic book writers, for example, have done taken characters and did whatever the hell they want with them, and then editors will try to rein them in or whatever, and they will bitch and say that their creative freedom is being no. You signed up to write that character. You do what the editor says. So I don't. Yeah. If Disney wants it done a certain way, and constrains you as an artist to a degree where it's suffocating, just don't do it. I mean, I know you want, or if you want the gig, then do it. But yeah, that's cookie cutter stuff because it's coming from a big corporation, and they don't want to take chances. And you're not going to be able to do your own thing when you sign up to work on established characters. You just
or like Cryboard that got bent out of. Oh, I gotta say booyah.
Yeah, well, say booyah, dude. They're paying you to say it. You sign up to do a job, do the fucking job.
Yeah, I can't believe he. Dude, do you know how many people that would have loved to play Cyborg? Like, seriously.
Yeah. Whedon whined about it too, but he put up with it and he left. So I'm going, well, don't look. Hey, man, you're working for the big corporation. They're going to tell you what to do. That's why you're not much of a director. You're just kind of you're just you're kind of doing what they tell you. In other words, basically, Kevin Feige runs everything.
Yeah,
and that's why people like to talk about how genius Kevin Feige is. He didn't start that franchise. He did made some good decisions early on, but then he's now starting to make a lot of crappy decisions. It's like the head coach who comes along, takes the if you'll forgive a sports ball analogy, he gets hired because usually the general manager is usually the head on the chop. You can never fire the owner. Owners can't be fired. They do the hiring and firing. So if a general manager hires a head coach who has a couple of good seasons and wins the Super Bowl and then rides on that reputation for 8-9 seasons straight and never even makes the playoffs or gets knocked out of the playoffs all the time, he can ride that Super Bowl for a good long while if he won it. It doesn't make him a great coach, in my opinion, because he's shit and can't get back over the hump again like some of the other great coaches. But that general manager, hey, it's going to be on him, not even the coach, the general manager, because that owner's going to fire his ass, and it trickles down. But that coach, is still only so he can only do so much. The general manager's really calling the shots. The coach calls the X's and O's on the field, unless you're talking about Jerry Jones, who does everything.
You're talking about the Cowboys right there because Jerry screwed up the Cowboys completely.
So what I'm saying is it's always on the owners. They are the final decision on anything in football and basketball and just like everything's on Disney. If anything that gets on that screen is because a bunch of stupid asses let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're in power. Sorry for the sports ball, everyone. You may now continue with your normal geekness.
I like the sports ball talking. I mean, even so far as like looking at what's going on with Tom Brady over the last couple of days is pretty interesting. He's a real role model, and I have to say, like, it's great to see that he won the game. Even though like I didn't watch it myself personally because it's not well. I mean, I like American football, but everything that's been going on in the last while, it's very off-putting. But it's great to see him win for what he believes in, and it's really great to see all these SJWs absolutely about it. So it's brilliant.
I do love that as much as I hate the Bucs, and as much as I've the NFL was a passion of mine for 50 years. Cutting it off this year from my life and cutting my team out of my life, my formerly beloved New Orleans Saints, was the toughest thing I've ever done. I did let myself cheat and watch the Super Bowl just to because Super Bowl has always been very important to me. And as much as I hate to admit it, Tom Brady is not it's wrong to call him the GOAT. He's the greatest of his time. Not of all time, and I have reasons for that. I don't think he could have taken. I don't think he could have taken the pounding that Staubach and Bradshaw and Unitas did, but because it was different rules back then, you can't even touch Tom Brady.
Yeah,
so with the past. But all that said, I'm with you, Ninja. Just for the people that pissed off, now I'm glad he got his 7th ring. I wish he would stop though.
Yeah,
come on, 7, dude.
Like, give somebody else a chance.
Go for 8.
Man.
Go for 8.
7. He probably will.
He will
go for 8.
I mean, I would rather see him
leaving.
I'd rather see him getting 8 to 10 just to wind them up even further, and then to ensure then that nobody that comes after him is going to do the same. I mean, that's the way to look at it.
No one's going to get close to 7, dude. I mean,
nobody's going to get that close to 7.
You only got 2 guys with 4. That's Montana and Bradshaw. There's nobody Who's
Yeah,
in
but
it's
you look
four
at
of them, so
you look at the hiring practices in the league now at the moment, essentially for coaches and this diversity thing. It's going to come to a time where they're basically going to hand out the likes of Super Bowls, the likes of Mahomes and people like this, and the Kaepernicks of the world. It's going to come to that time, so he might as well win as fairly and squarely as he can right now, just to make sure he's there before they decide to hand these Super Bowls out, because that's going to be the next step, dude. I'm telling you.
Well, who says they
Yeah.
haven't been doing that already?
well,
just
Mahomes,
saying.
Mahomes is pretty damn good. He had
Yeah,
both,
he is,
both
but
of his starting tackles were out this week, and he got at the game. He got the living shit kicked out
yeah,
of him. Couldn't get anywhere, but yeah,
there was no defense and offense on that team, so he was completely screwed.
he got beat up.
Yeah.
Again, apologies everyone for sports ball. I miss it. I can't lie. It was. I love NFL history, and it's my passion. It's the only thing I love as much as I love my geek stuff. I don't even like any other sport but that one. But
Yeah.
sorry. I'm only sorry about that. One of the funny things about how we live in this this hypersensitive age, my international panel, and Jed. You know how a negative opinion triggers so many people?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a shame, but when I say negative, I only mean like, hey, I thought so-and-so sucked. Maybe you didn't, maybe you liked it. That's fine. Like Ninja and I have disagreements on whatever, but we can be friends. We're cool with stuff.
Yeah.
But now if you put an opinion out there that's, I saw the new episode of so-and-so, I think the show sucks.
Yeah.
And you're going to piss somebody off. Like I once said, if you want to make an enemy, have an opinion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I used to put a qualifier on that, say have a negative opinion. Now I'm discovering that I can put a positive opinion up somewhere and piss people off. That's a talent.
Oh yeah.
I'm not bragging, but I've done it this week.
I do that all the time, and I get shit for it. I got called a Yahtzee like twice
No,
today already.
I don't mean like that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about geek stuff. I'm talking
I
about
was talking about geek stuff. Yeah.
talk about well, Daniel, all I can say, dude, is I envy you. You're better off, brother. Don't get into it. If you can't get into it, I wish I could trade places with you, buddy. But
I tried getting into it. I
Lord.
find it confusing.
Look, dude. Now the game's terrible. Anyway, Lord Thoth, dude, you're right. We need a Canadian on the panel. You're always invited. I didn't think you would want to be on, but man, you say the word and you're on, brother. You know that. We'd love to have you. But here's the thing. I could say, for example, let's see. Let's go comics for a minute, right? For example, Ninja, I could say, I really like so-and-so is my favorite artist on something, right? Some suckers will go, well, what about so-and-so?
Yeah.
And I'll give you, here's an example. I have a group that I have a lot of fun with called Clobberin Times Baxter Building Basement on Facebook. One of the few things fun about Facebook is, the geek groups and stuff when not everybody's being an ass. And I'm the only one allowed to be an ass in my group. Just kidding. And so I did a thing where I made pictures of all my favorite definitive artists of different characters and stuff.
Yeah, I saw them. Yeah, brilliant.
Oh,
I
thanks.
liked every single one.
Are you a comics guy, Retro? I don't know if you read comics much.
I'm not really a comics guy, I'll be honest, but I do appreciate comics from a sort of like collector's point of view. So, like I said to you before, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like. So, when I see something, yeah, I like that. Good art,
Gotcha.
proper art. Yeah.
Well, I'm obviously I can't draw a stick figure, but comic book art is a passion of mine nonetheless. Comic book art's a passion, and because I grew up loving these superheroes, there are certain artists who are my favorite who define these characters in comics. And Ninja, I know you're younger than me. I don't know. You might be the same way about certain characters, certain artists. I don't know if you have the same. If you're into artists in that fashion that I am, or whatever. If you have faves.
Yeah, I like certain like artists, like you said, Clobby. Like there are certain styles that do speak to me. Like I will admit, as much as I think, and I really dislike him now. Like I like Jim Lee's work. I think his art is phenomenal. Like it's something that speaks to me. I like the way it looks. I know it's not to everybody's tastes, but I do like it. And there are quite a few. Like there's, for example, there's a good Irish artist that's out there. Nick Roach is his name. He's responsible for the Transformers Last Stand of the Wreckers, which is excellent. And the way he draws is very animated-esque type of drawing. It's there's some great caricatures and expressions within his work, but there are very few individuals running around the mainstream industry now that I would support, and that's why I think the Comicsgate side of things is really getting better. I mean, you're saying big artists. Look at John Mayall, Dan Fraga, Ethan Van Sciver, Shane Davis, like
Billy Tucci.
Very serious names that are coming over, you know. So I think we're going to see more of that, and I think that the work will speak for itself. I mean, look at, for example, I did a sit down with Comicsgate Eddie Winkler, who's doing a book called Sovereign Wolf Clan Destiny. The art is phenomenal in it. It's excellent. And these are just, like I said to him on the stream, I was like, who's doing the art? And he's like, my buddy and my cousin and stuff. And it's just like, wow, like this is better than the mainstream pros are doing at Marvel. Like it's gorgeous. The work is gorgeous. And to me, that's how you captivate an audience. It's how you bring people in. But yeah, I agree with you, Clobby. It's a dying art is art in the mainstream industry. You know, it's slap bang walloping. It's not good. You know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the thing is about that is I'm old school. I don't like any of the new stuff now. Some of these new, I'm not saying they're not talented now. They do all the stuff on computers with iPods and all this crazy crap. But they're still, there's still those. Look, I admire anyone who can do great art. I just prefer the old school guys. So
me too.
That's a great point that you've just made, Clobby. That is a fantastic point there. That you just moved past there ever so quickly that you didn't realize that they do them on the computer now.
Yeah.
And that is a big thing. Like the fact that they're not hand drawing this. Like I seen a video, and I mean he's a great artist, of course, Todd McFarlane. But I seen a video on him where he had on his iPad or whatever it was a sketch of Spawn in blue, but it was like a template. So he essentially just traced over it, and I was like, that's great. It looks great when you are doing it, and it's Todd McFarlane doing it, but that's not the same as Jack Kirby taking out a book and drawing it there in front of you. It's not the same. You know what I mean?
Isn't.
They used a pencil and paper and ink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like Roger Stern, or any other people like them doing Superman or anything else,
Stern was a writer, but yeah.
Well, I loved his writing, but I also knew the artists on the books too. So
what I did was by character, I put my favorite artist that I considered my I wasn't even it's not like I'm trashing some other artist. I picked my favorite of each character because some characters have a long story history and they have many different artists who sort of define them artistically or visually for me or for anybody, like who, well, I would put it up there and I did it, and a lot of people really enjoyed it to say, well, this is my favorite, that's my favorite. But there's some that act like I was excluding their favorite. I said, well, I only have, and I've said this so many times, I only have one opinion and it's mine. I don't own any other one. So I'm just putting, for example, one was my favorite character, The Thing. Those are my definitive Thing artists. And even although, my good old buddy Mark C, by the way, miss you, bro. Hope you're doing good. He's a big Byrne fan. I love Byrne's work, but I have a lot of problems with things Byrne's done and said. So we've had our arguments about Byrne, but I give him his due. He's on there. Nothing will ever touch Kirby for me. But I love John Buscema, Rich Buckler, George Perez, Ron Wilson, underrated, I think. And, I loved all these versions of The Thing.
But I think Kirby did the best version of.
Well, and all these are inked by Joe Sinnott, except the thing that Joe Sinnott helped with it. But Kirby's my favorite. But people would come on there and start like, well, I didn't like this one, I like that one. I said, that's cool. I want to have that discussion. But a lot of them were like, you left so and so off. I said, no, if he's, you could tell me who you like.
Yeah.
And by the way, on Jim Lee, most of them, you're not in the minority at all there. I'm one of the few that doesn't like him. A lot of people really like his stuff.
I don't like Jim Lee. If it wasn't on the New 52 stuff, I didn't like it.
Yeah, he was born the same exact day as me.
Yeah.
But and I met him. He's a nice enough guy. At least was then. And then you think Superman. Those are my definitives right there. Shuster, Boring, and Swan, and Adams, and Lopez, and Kane. There's nobody else. And they're as you know, tons of people have drawn Superman. But he kind of starts and stops with me from Golden to Silver Age to Bronze Age.
Swan, Swan and Adams and Lopez.
Swan's my favorite, but I didn't put him in
Swan is my.
People have got mad at me using definitive. Say my definitive. They didn't get mad. Then I accidentally started putting the definitive just out of habit, and now people start saying, "Well, what do you mean the definitive? What's your opinion?" Dude, that's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know about you guys. when you say, I thought this, when you just without qualifying say this was great or that was, oh yeah, well that's your opinion. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't need to be informed. It's my opinion. I know it's the only one I fucking own. You're just saying that because you have nothing to say. I mean, which is fine. I'm not, by the way, I love the debate we have, or not debate, but the discussion. That's why I do it. But some people actually, this is a positive opinion. All these people are, this is something I love. And because I left one out, or because I say it was,
people get seriously butthurt over it.
The definitive, I'm like, motherfucker. Now, is that where we are, dude? It's just one dumb fat old fuck from Louisiana. I mean, my top 6 Batman artists I didn't get any pushback on that one because I put and that's all the Batman in the world to me because I don't like too many other iterations of.
Yeah, the Bruce Timm one is excellent, isn't it?
Yes, and that is. I mean, good God, yeah, it's just.
I would have to say like Adams and Tim. Like,
does that mean I think nobody else drew Batman? Well, of course not.
Yeah.
Captain America. I mean, that's just again. Yeah. And look, I get eight guys on that one, but I put the word "the."
Ramita Junior's one's not bad.
I didn't like. I got Ramita Senior on there, but I didn't put Ramita Junior.
Ramita Senior. Yeah. Sorry. It looked like Junior.
Yeah. Junior. No, he's again. A lot of people don't really hate him. I don't hate too much, but I didn't like his later style that much.
Yeah.
But I even put two modern. I hate modern. You know that, and I put Cassidy and Epting because those guys did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
But I got crap over that one because I put the word "the." I'm like, okay. I mean, I got crap for leaving Mike Zeck out. I didn't like Mike Zeck. A lot of people did. I wasn't a Zeck guy. This was
Kirby and Byrne are my favorites on the cap. So.
Oh yeah, I love them. But I love if they're on here, I love them all. So I love all those.
Yeah.
Guys. Again, I put the word "my" so I was safe. You get Ditko, Ramita Jr., Kane, and Andrew. And I love this one. I felt kind of weird on this one because Ron Friends, who was an artist from the 80s and 90s, was a cool dude. I didn't know he was in my group. He come on there and applauded me for putting Pollard because people forget him a lot. And I felt like bad because, Friends drew the book. I just didn't like this. I wasn't really liking the series at that point. So I thought, oh, shit, man. I wonder if he's offended I didn't put him on there. But cool dude, That was very nice of him. I got him on one of these, though. And, of course, I put the Hulk by his greatest artist. So, what about? Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who did him better than any of these guys, but they were, these were my
I actually quite like the Hulk when he has, like, a buzz cut. I think that looks fantastic, Yeah,
he's well again. And by the way, I have nothing against. I'm not a McFarlane fan at all. A lot of people liked his run on Hulk. I'm not a fan, but there was Dale Keown was good. Gary Frank was good. Those were okay. I'm nothing against them. But I got all kind of like, what about him? What about that? I said, well, that's what the point of this is. You guys to mention your favorites. So there's nothing like negative here. It's all positive. When it come to Thor, I don't think I got any crap over Thor. I did use the word "the" though.
Like Kirby's is just so good.
Favorite. And this one, if you look at Friends and that Friends, I know it was Abe and Kirby, but why not?
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty good run, except to change the costume later. And Simonson, of course, comparable.
Yeah.
But Kirby's my favorite. And this one, I think I got some. Yeah, I put the word "the" again. But I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Hey, look, I put a modern guy, Ben Skyver. Look at that. Hey.
Van Skyver's, in my opinion, is probably the best.
I love him. I mean, I love his art. Tim Myers, hey, good to see you, sir.
I really like the fact that Van Skyver's lanterns as well too. That the lantern symbol is launched out. I like that projection. I think that's really cool.
I mean, my favorite is probably Adams or Kane, but I mean, again, if they're on here, I love them. I think they're all fantastic.
Yeah, I love Ethan's Green Lantern, and I love Adams and Kane and.
I like the Gibbons run and the Pollard run too. They were kind of unsung, but Van Skyver, look, I mean, he and Johns brought my Hal Jordan back. So
you gotta always give respect to Ethan. Yeah,
that's why
they probably won't use him for the next couple of years.
because Ethan does,
I got a buddy of mine who's a good comic artist, and I now feel shitty because he drew a Thing Hulk comic, so he would tease me about the Thing when I did, like, hey, what about this guy? They put a picture of his art, and I go, oh man, dude, and he also has drawn some Green Lanterns, and Steve Scott, great artist, good buddy, and he kind of kidded me about this, and I said, yeah, dude, I just couldn't, I don't want to insult you by putting your name with all these hacks, man. You just do good for these guys. But I forgot that I had buddies that do this stuff.
Hey, wait, I didn't see the Legion one. Did you ever do the Legion?
I'm coming to that one. I was doing individuals first. I put the again. I'm an asshole, but some of these guys didn't have tons of artists. You know, they had certain ones that I stopped at. I mean, you know, you can't. You know, look, for once Kirby's not on there. They ought to be happy with that because I'm Kirby obsessed. But you know, Bill Everett was brilliant. I love Gene Colan. Gene Colan might be my favorite Daredevil artist. Miller may have ruined the character, but did a lot of great comics with him first. And Mazzucchelli, God, it stops there with me. Kerry Norton was all right. But a lot of people, again, this is because I'm an old motherfucker. I admit it. Silver Smurfer was tough to come up with a lot of them for. Mainly because I call him Silver Smurfer. But, you know, again, the King, John Buscema. So I cheated by putting Byrne in there. He only did that one. He did the one shot. And I didn't even like the Eats by Palmer on it. But I put Mobius so we could have everyone see Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Remember that movie? Anyone see that movie?
Crimson Tide? No. Who's in that?
It's Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington. Tarantino wrote it. And it's a submarine thriller. It's a great movie. There's a scene where
Yes,
you've seen that one where Denzel Washington breaks up an argument with two guys having an argument of which Silver Surfer's better, Kirby's or Mobius. And he broke him up, told him what a bunch of dumbasses are, and then he finally said, besides, anybody knows Kirby's is better.
That's the one where they're talking about mutiny, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, good.
This stream has come full circle with mutiny. Between Jed engaged in mutiny earlier on, and now
he's a mutineer. Yeah, he is. We'll see.
I would never do mutiny.
See, I used D again. What a prick I am. Iron Man. And I got some flag. I'm like, yes, King. Yeah, I know Heck really did the first comic, but Kirby did create him. So, well, co-create him with Larry Lieber, and Stan Lee was probably on the phone with him for a minute. Sorry, I get in trouble for picking on Stan Lee. Now,
because see, here's the thing. I like him. He knew Kirby, but did you ever meet Stan? Because I hung out with Kirby a few times.
I was too mad at him. I've seen him in the comics.
Yeah, I hung out with both Stan and Kirby a few times. So, but separately, they didn't, you know. But I hung out with them separately a few times. So, but Stan more than Kirby because, you know, I saw Stan all the time. But Kirby, I was like,
well, Stan's been everywhere. Kirby didn't do a lot of conventions. You must have been.
Yeah, and then I only got to hang out with Kirby a few times, so I was just like,
you must have been 12 years old. How old were you? Jesus.
I was young. I met Stan for the first time in '86. So
well, Stan did tell Laura Kitty. Stan did tell me that he created you, but he was kind of sorry he did create you. I was kidding. I'm sorry, but I had to.
I know.
So yes, I got that was fine because I used the word "my" on that one. There's my Legion.
Yeah. See, I love Byrne on a ton of stuff, but I do not like his Fantastic Four. Like, I just don't.
I like the first couple of years.
Yeah.
Actually, the stint he did before that, where Joe Sinnott inked him. Justice League. I got some flack over this one, I think, too.
Swan for the win.
Avengers, I really took some heat. Well, no, people liked it, but they'll come along and say, "Well, hey, you should put this one at the front." I said, "No, I did these chronologically." By the way, these are all done chronologically.
Yeah.
Who drew the book first is what I mean. If you see what I'm saying, so I didn't even pick sides.
See, on Avengers, I love the Perez, I love the Byrne, I love the
Kirby. Fucked up on this one.
Yeah.
Fucked up on this one. See the Adams one? I'd forgotten that was Pat Olive that did that aping Adams because it just was the only group shot I could find by Adams of the X-Men. And my friends actually pointed it out to me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm a total ridiculous geek about this comic book art stuff. I apologize. I just love that stuff. I know nobody gets
what you're into, dude. So I mean, that's the main thing.
Nobody gets about that but me.
I give a fuck about it. I love it, dude.
I love the comic book art, and that's why a large part of what you're saying in Comics Guy is going so well because people like the art. And I mean, like I said, you know, I don't know him. I did a sit down with him and had a chat with him, but you know what enticed me about his stuff was the art, the idea, and then the art. You know what I mean? And I said like that's something that was really interesting. So if you can get someone in with good art, it's half the battle, you know.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm sorry, Lord Thoth. Long live the Legion. You're right. I didn't leave it up there long enough. I figured I know I was boring the hell out of everybody with my comic book art shit, but long live the Legion. We do love our Legion. Legion fans we're some weirdos now because there aren't many of us, but we do love Legion heroes. And this one, I will go to World War IV on. No, there are no other Legion artists except there are like one or two that I would throw out there that were okay. But after Lytle, so what's that?
Not after him. There's none.
What's that thing you see on social media? Fight me! Oh, that's what.
Yeah. He's gonna have the thing, the guy that sits there, and he's like, "This is my Legion. Fight me."
The people that say that are also the same people that have never been in one, you know. So
yeah, and the thing about that ninja, the thing about that everyone is that's exactly other than when I'm messing around and saying, "Oh, you're full of shit." Look, their opinions, and they're really. I don't really. If I joke and say, "Oh, you're totally wrong, man," I don't really. I'm kidding because their opinions and people like what they like. They don't what they don't like, and I'm always fascinated by. Even sometimes opinions I disagree with more than I'm fascinated with ones I agree with. Because it's really easy to suggest when someone's agreeing with you all the time.
Yeah,
I like, I just like.
But this is where your stream has come from, Clobby. Like, I mean, essentially, like people that have a different agreement or a different idea being shut down purely on the basis because they think differently. And I mean, that's not how you progress anything if you're going to shut down. And I think that's why a lot of people are upset about the Gina Carano situation, is because you've had so many people that have tried to shut her down just to create an echo chamber because she said something that was uncomfortable for you, you know. So I think that's a very fair point by you to say that. Like, that's very fair, very valid.
Well, yeah, I mean, I look. If, for example, some people get really pissed off. Let's say it's something like your favorite movie or whatever. Just keeping it light, and someone thinks it's the worst piece of shit ever. To me, when they do it, I mean, obviously I think, good God, how could you even possibly? Because I love it so much, and at the same time, I like to hear why they say it. And the point is, my reaction is always one of I just laugh. I go, well, and what I'm laughing at is not the opinion of being invalid or anything, nothing joking around, say, oh, you're full of shit. It's always like, it fascinates me how different the universe and how the human mind is so different. Like someone, not just with, super silly opinions like movies or comics, or real life issues, whatever they are, how two human beings, two sentient beings could believe so differently, and how different we are, and how it's just, that's really fascinating to me how something, and again, I'm not talking about something that you think is just pretty good, something you think is just the best thing. I mean, to you, it is the number one. You just think it's so fantastic, and there's someone out there that disagrees completely, even if it's something that's very popular, and that actually fascinates me. Sure, I don't understand why they don't like it, and they can tell me why I still don't get it, and vice versa, but it still fascinates me. I'm weird.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ninja, or whomever.
Wait, I was talking to Ash the other night, and I was introducing him to GTA roleplay on Twitch, and I was like, "This is awesome! I love it. I've been watching it for years." And he's like,
"Oh yeah."
He goes, "I really don't like this." I was like, It's okay if you don't like it, but give it a chance. But if you don't, just piss off from it, you know."
I don't like it, man. Fuck you!
Yeah.
You don't like it.
Yeah, like, and I don't agree with Ninja sometimes either. Like, I don't agree with Mike most of the time either. Sometimes I don't agree with Retro, but we're all good friends. We're not going to be pissed off at one another, you know.
Retro and everything.
Yeah.
I just saw a stand right here. I agree with Retro and everything. I don't know why. I feel that way.
Yeah, it's like even like on a couple of my recent videos, like I've talked about a company, Hasbro, have promoted a HasLab Unicron for over a year now. That's cost nearly €1,000 for me. You know, it's nearly 700, I suppose, dollars for Americans. But they have done a bait and switch, a big switcheroo late into the game with a massive paint change. And like I've got a lot of, well, not I'd say a couple of idiots that are coming and like, oh, you're a
Did we just lose him?
Bro, and like,
okay,
am I back?
Yeah, you dropped.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Continue with that.
I'm good. So where was I at? Where was the last that you heard me?
International something.
Oh yeah, so international fan is for after supporting Unicron, it's been nearly €1,000 for us, and then you got a lot of, and when I say a couple of idiots that are like, oh well, what are you going to do about it, bro? Why are you crying about it? And it's like, well, it's not reflective of what I paid for. What I paid for was the image that they have shown us for over a year and a half. And I mean, the simplest terms is to go back on Comicsgate, for example, and say, well, if a creator is giving you an idea for a year and it's painted in a certain way, like if Van Sciver saying all the interior artwork is drawn by me, and it turns out at the end it's not, he's going to be nailed. And rightly so. And I mean, this is what I'm pointing out, but it's amazing, like you were saying, Clobberin, there, people are just, they can't comprehend the different opinion, and essentially an opinion that in my opinion is very valid and very correct. I mean, if you go to a car dealership and you pay for a car, an all red car, and it turns up and when it's in production, it comes to you then with a green hood, that ain't what you paid for. Yep. You know what I mean? It's not what you've been sold on. So, I mean, I think fans like myself are well within our right to say what I'm saying. But it's always funny that you get a couple of idiots that seem to want to just side with the company. And it's something that we were seeing over the last couple of years, is people that will unanimously side with a company when a company is flat out wrong. I mean, look at the amount of people that will side with Disney on this situation. And it's totally hypocritical then, because they're the same people that say absolutely nothing about what Pedro Pascal's been saying. So to me, it's all linked, you know what I mean? And usually when you have people there that will criticize you when you're criticizing the company and get emotional, their emotional bank is very low and they're not able to critically think about these things, and that's why they get emotional and upset,
Wow. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy, man. Well,
that was a bit of a rant.
No, please, because I saw your video talking about what happened. Thinking your head, and I thought it was interesting. I had not known about that. I know I've not, I haven't been, I know my buddy Michael French with Retro Blasting has been at war with the HasLab people for a long time. He's always been dead set against it and everything. So, and he,
I was in touch with him.
Huh?
I was in touch with Retro Blasting, and I was asking him. I said to him, I was just like, "Hey, look at this," because I got one answer from another individual that was quite reputable within the community, and he was kind of like, "Well, colors may vary," and I'm like, "This ain't just fucking colors may vary. Dude. This is a big change. Like, I mean, why are people not talking about it?" And to be fair to Retro Blasting, he was like, "Well, I've been telling people for a long time that HasLab are up to this," and I'm like, I was like, "You need to make a video and bring more attention to it." And he's like, "Do I really need to say I told you so?" And I said, "Yeah, you need the more voices that are out there to tell people that this is wrong, the better." I mean, that's what I'm advocating for. What I find surprising is so many people have their heads in the sand. But again, it comes back to the point of people afraid to say anything because they might not get the freebie, they might not get the interview. And I see that, you know what I mean? I understand that, but it's just, I suppose my channel has started off with doing the right thing, and that's the way I want to do it. So I can understand.
I saw the exchange you had with him. In fact, before that, I sent him your video when I was talking to him about it. And I was telling him, look, if you don't want the bother, don't make a video about it. But if you did, I know it'll be hilarious. And it'll be funny. He might make it. I don't know.
I'm fully behind them to make a video. And like I said, like if the more people that talk about this, the better, because, there's certainly two big YouTubers that talk about this stuff that have their heads in the sand. They're saying nothing. And it's just like what the fuck is this about? I mean, you need to be talking about this, and I mean, this is an important time. So personally, I think, it's good for me in a way, because people are coming out and they're like, well, this guy's telling the truth, this guy's telling people what he thinks, so like, it's good for me, where other people are just not doing it. But I get Retro Blasting's point, of course, and I know for him,
in his case, it would be an "I told you so" video, because he's always been
exactly.
That's what he said.
Right. I'd fucking watch it. I'd like it. Do you know what I mean?
Look, I told him to do it. Then you piss off everybody else anyway. Fuck it. And he gets so much hate from, again, and I've known him for 10 years. I've seen the videos he gets the hate on, and I said, I don't think he ever does anything. It's never mean-spirited. It's critical. Sometimes he uses humor sometimes, but it's always very analytical, very detailed. It's very professional. I mean, yes, he'll mix some humor in some of his videos, but it doesn't matter, dude. He could just say, he reviews a toy set and points out, for example, some of the flaws in it or mistakes that are made, because Michael's very, very analytical. He's very smart, and he pulls things to pieces. He's just that kind of person, dude. That's his thought processes. He's very big into detail. And whether he's reviewing a cartoon from the 80s, a play set, a certain bunch of figure line, whatever. He's going to tell you what he's going to be not going to pull any punches, but he doesn't do it like, yeah, you're a dumbass if you like this or that kind of shit. He just tells you his opinion, and he's very critical. And he'll sometimes put some humor in it. He gets the hatred like you wouldn't believe. Well, I mean, you've probably seen it, but
I see it, and I mean, I've seen it in communities. Like, I've seen people that will absolutely, lick up to Todd McFarlane, and even when he's in the wrong, and I'm like, what is this about? And then I seen Retro Blasting's video, and it was one I absolutely loved, was the one that he did on NECA. And he was like, look at the way that this company is described. It's described as like perishable goods. He's like, that's not what happens with action figures. And it was a real eye-opener, because I was saying to myself, like, I didn't know that. And it was a great detail that he had added in. But again, like I said, I think some people want to see the jovial lads that are there. And even with the jovial lads, with what's going on over the last year, some of them are cracking. And I mean, I've seen some of their streams and they're like, oh, because they're not getting the freebie anymore. And it's like kind of like Collider, when they were like, we were good fans. We were good fans and we didn't get any tickets. And it's just like, there you go. We know what's going on. You get the freebie, you get that free pass, and you get that free figure when you go to those events. You might throw it up on eBay, or you get the forced view, which means that you're after getting a couple of $100 for that or whatever. And that's fine. And I mean, look, it's a business at the end of the day. But I think, when people have paid nearly €1,000 and dollars for a large item, and you want to put your head in the sand, I think people remember that.
Yeah, well, Ninja, it's like what we talked yesterday.
I would say Rodimus Primal, he did a video on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some people like me and you talked about yesterday that are in the industry that have painted themselves into the corner and they don't know how to get out now. They're stuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something that I've learned as well from Nerdrotic, which is, he doesn't have any sponsors. He's independent. He says what he wants. And I think that that's fantastic, because when you're beholden to somebody like that, and when your whole existence and revenue comes from basically sucking up and kissing up to a place, you're under their thumb, and I think you hit the nail on the head there, Jed. That's a very important point. And that's why streams like this are brilliant, because you guys are all honest. You're giving heartfelt opinions, are passionate fans, the same as I am, and this is an important part of entertainment for everybody that's out there, because it's important that we're passionate and also very respectful towards what we're talking about, because I think if you're flying off the handle, you're not going to be taken too credibly, whereas if you're calm, like Retro Blasting is, for example, it's very credible, and people are like, well, he's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm just after saying there that Tom Connors, our Midnight, says after doing a 7-hour stream. That is insane. That's great. Wow. 7 hours.
That is amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone, we're going to start wrapping it up here, because we're getting closer to 3 hours. But please, there's a link there that I should have showed up if I did it right, to Ninja Knight's channel. If you have not subscribed to his fantastic channel, please go over there and do so, everyone.
Much appreciated, Clobby.
Absolutely, my friend. And again, I'm so happy to hear. We're going to go around the horn, and we'll start with you, Ninja. Basically, tell us about your channel and anything you got coming up.
Yeah, so my channel's it's a wild channel. You could get videos on anything. I usually talk about hot topics sometimes. So you might get 5 days of action figures, and then bang, it's some Irish politics or something like that that's in there. So or it could be sports, it could be literally anything. So I like to get suggestions in the comments from people what they'd like to see, and on Twitter. So that's always helpful too. But I'll kind of talk about whatever's on my mind, and I'll do it as honestly as possible, essentially, because to talk on YouTube is certainly something that we're feeling even more so now than ever. But yeah, that's what my channel is about. And I just want to say a big thanks to everybody that's on the panel, and especially Clobberin for having me on, because it's always a pleasure to be with you guys, talking to knowledgeable guys and guys that know what they're talking about. So it's brilliant, and hail.
Well, I appreciate you, man. I'm just so happy to have you here. Jed, of course, has a newer channel. He does streams. He does stuff. Jed,
my channel's kind of like Ninja's. I'll just do random things. Like, I'm like, oh, one day it'll be Tom Baker. Next day, oh, it's WandaVision or some shit like that. So yeah, I'm kind of like Ninjas, and or be like me and Ninja want to do a Power Ranger thing, hopefully at some point. So, but yeah, I'm gonna try to, and I also want to like do other things too. So movie watch-alongs, but the thing that I watched, I've kind of learned is maybe tweak it a little bit, you know, or not do it, or have people watch it before and then we all discuss it on the stream, so everybody's not sitting there for 2 hours and we can just you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to do different things than, you know, but yeah, I'm on the YouTube and just trying to do some cool stuff that I want to make people happy and forget all the bad crap, especially like today and the last year we've had. Just make them happy and like, hey, that was awesome. Why can't we have stuff like that anymore? You know?
Absolutely, buddy. Well, there's a link, everyone. If it made it in the chat, the chat I got for the open window can't tell me if they're making it in or not. So I hope they are. Chat's wonky on me in the StreamYard here.
I see it.
So, okay, so there's a link to Jed's channel. Please go follow that. Thanks, bud. Retro.
Yeah, well, I'm just on Facebook. I'm sort of not out there, but sometimes I am. Yeah, just message me up on Facebook. Same name. So if anyone wants to talk to me, that's where I am.
I think a friend requested you, but I don't know if you. But
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, cool, man. We'll keep in contact on there.
Right, I did, mate. Yeah. So.
By the way, everyone, check out my buddy Raymond Feliciano's book, All Fair, Dolphin Wars novel. There's a link to it right there. I just put up. I think Purple put a link up it earlier, but I put another one up there. Ash, do you have a channel
Yes, I've got a few different things. So I just first want to say thanks for having me on the stream. It's been a pleasure just listening to you guys just geek out on all the good old days of comics and nerddom. So yeah, it's been a pleasure being on here. If you want to follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Minds, and Twitter, I'm just typing Ash Singh. At the moment, I stream Days Gone on Wednesday nights and Ghost of Tsushima on Saturday nights. That's on Twitch, but I'll be eventually moving over to YouTube. But I record all the streams and post them on YouTube as well.
I'm trying to get a link to your channel. I'm trying to find. I don't have it, but I want to have it.
Yeah, Retro posted it in the chat earlier. Thanks for that, Retro.
Oh, dude. No problem, dude.
Okay,
thanks for having me on, Clobberin. Awesome.
Dude, I'm happy to have you. I hope you'll come back next week. I hope you all if you're able.
Love to, mate. Anytime.
Yeah, definitely.
How do I find that? Just put your name in there for a link or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find it so I can have it so I can put it on my list.
Yeah, Chris Prussia just put it in the chat as well.
Oh, thank you.
Chris is fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't hang about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. You're the man, bro.
That's why Chris is the wrench of all wrenches right there.
Well, I wanted to find it for myself so I can put it. I can put it in my my links from all my buddies' channels that I have that I keep in my description below. So now I got it. Excellent there. And I'll keep it. I'll put it in there from now on. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, bud. Let's see. Again, I put the. This, of course, is my buddy. Oh, that's a different one. Sorry, that's a different link. What the hell did I do? Oh, never mind. I put it there. I copied it and put it in there. I made a mistake. I was trying to find another link. My buddy Latino Slant Paulie is here. Please go check out his channel. And the wonderful Purple Valkyrie is here as well. Rising Valkyrie. Loki was here earlier. All those links to all those channels are below, everyone.
Go check out Polly's, especially because he did an awesome charity thing for the animals in Los Angeles. You go back and look, it's an awesome stream and everything else. And like, Polly does a lot of awesome stuff with charities and the Latino culture and everything else. And I really enjoy his channel too. So, and he talks about bad movies, so we have that in common too.
There we go. Polly, you're the man, bro. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got you a couple little subs there, Ash, at least there, man. Just wish you all best of luck with it. Again, Ninja, my brother. Again, I hope you. Anytime you are able, the big internet. I'm going to just start making this the big international geek out, Thursday geek out or whatever. So I think this is a good time for it. I like this time slot for Thursday. So, and it won't be international if none of you international pals show up. You just make it look like you're more cool than I am. So I hope you will.
Yes,
And,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank you, buddy. Always an open table for all, open invite for all of you. Ninja, Retro, thank you so much, my friend. Always
Pleasure, dude. Pleasure.
Ash, my friend, we love having you, sir, and I love that you're that you have this open mind, loves exploring, learning about new stuff there, my friend, and we appreciate you.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
The only person we don't appreciate is Jed, but we're not going to say that.
He did try to mute me twice.
Are you muting people? We appreciate Jed.
Well, I bet Polly's wondering if I come on his when he does Howard the Duck, I'm probably going to pull a meet you over there, so I got to be quiet.
I'll say hello. Mark with a C, Mark D with a C just popped in. Thank you for being here, buddy. Then only say goodbyes and we'll get out of here. The beautiful, wonderful Purple Valkyrie. Always a pleasure, my dear, beautiful friend. Thank you so much. The great Chris Persia was here. Thank you, buddy. The great Eric K was here. I think he had to run. Thank you, buddy. Hey, Lord Dolph, you want in on the international panel, bro? I know you're a busy man. I just didn't know you would have any kind of time like that, but I see you've been here with us. I wish you come on, man, anytime, brother. We would love to have you. By the way, everyone, please go to my friend Stephanie JANICZEK's panel. She had to run, but we appreciate Stephanie popping in with us as well. Here, I will put that link. I do have that link, so please go to Stephanie's channel and support her. Let's see here else. Latino Slat, Paulie, thank you, buddy, for being here. Again, Lord Thoth, bro, anytime, buddy. We want you to come hang out with us when you can, man. No pressure, just when you can. You are wonderful, Purple. We love you. The great Steve Mitchum, my good friend, longtime friend. The great Rod Thunderheart. Mark with the D with the C. I got you. I got you again, though, too. So, Disaster Area. Love it. Thanks for being here, buddy. Richard Cotton, thank you for being here. My friend Tim Myers, thank you. And thank you for subscribing to Esh, Tim. Appreciate that, sir. Let's see here. We had RN Feliciano, my good buddy. Thank you for being here, my friend. Let's see who else did we have? We had a lot of buddies here that I probably, if I forgot anyone, everyone, it's just because we've been on for a while now, and who knows how many people came in and out of here. Daniel Leach was here earlier.
Daniel was here.
He had to leave.
Yeah.
We appreciate Dr. Herky Monkey. I know I was forgetting somebody, and I like saying that name. So, anyone else that I may have missed, the secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. I will be on the channel of the lovely Heiress of Chaos this Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, Saturday night with the wonderful Raquel Briggs. We're in our continuing mission, reviewing Star Trek, all of real Star Trek, 1966 to 2005 only. 4 more episodes of the first season of the original series. Saturday night with the wonderful Raquel. Oh, Chris Crockett, my old great old friend Christopher Crockett was here. Yo, brother. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thank you, everyone. I will play our
And remember, on Saturdays, if you can make it, you're on my channel. So.
Oh, yes, right. Yes, remember, you see, you should have plugged that. You got to.
Well, I forgot about it. I have so much to do now.
We'll be streaming Saturday morning. I'm probably going to be on the road, but we'll try. Got some running for it. But I will try, my brother. But again, have a great stream if I miss you. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to play my outro, but I'm going to play just for the fun of it. It's not Monday night. This is my Monday night intro but Loki made for me. But I love it, so I'm gonna play it even though it's not Monday night. Just because I love it. There he goes. Monday Night Clobberin. Hey, fucking Disney. What do you mean by fuck Disney? Say it again, please.
Fuck Disney.
Fuck the fuck out of fucking Disney.
Bang Disney right in his slap it right on his face.
Great.
You get the BBC and just get it right back, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Clobby, make